get down to 53, and the Patriots did so. I got to tell you, this was the worst one ever. I always have my eye. I hit refresh all day. I look for the who could be the camp casualties. What a yawn of the day. What a yawn all across the league. A few surprises or ones that you might have wanted to make a surprise. But yawn, yawn, yawn. That's the kind of day it was for the Patriots and across the league, and we'll have it all for you tonight. As we mentioned here until 11 o'clock. The phone number is 617-779-0985. We're on YouTube. This is how I do it, everybody. I take the remote and I say 98.5 The Sports Hub on YouTube. And then, boom, the TV goes right on to YouTube. There it is. There's me in my gray shirt. You can't see Skaz yet, though. We're still trying to figure out getting him a camera back there. I don't know how that's going to work out. But, yep, you can join us on YouTube as well. So, cut down day. A little bit of a bore. At least I thought so. Gone are the days of the surprising cut. Not many players would have been a shocker to be cut, if you asked me. The final 53 is set. So this is who I thought was the most surprising cut for the Patriots today. Kevin Harris. Quadzilla. Scored a touchdown in the previous game. Runs hard in between the tackles. He's a true number 3 back. Now, that doesn't mean he's a third down back, but he's a number 3 back. I think he's an NFL back in this league. 6th round pick, took a flyer on him. The guy can play, he can score touchdowns. That's what he did. He made a hell of a move on that Drake May touchdown. But he's got cut to keep James Hasty. Interesting move. The other thought was maybe the team's waiting for a veteran to become available. Last night I mentioned Samadre Penrine. That'd be a guy I think I'd be interested in. Could somebody else pop up? Maybe. So I thought Kevin Harris was the biggest surprise cut for the Patriots today. The other was Calvin Anderson. Just in general, the guy's had a life situation. It's very tough. And he's been able to play in this league, whether it's in Denver. He was with the Pats at one point years ago. I just thought with the amount of linemen and issues that they had, maybe that's a guy they hung on to, let him get right, do a solid. He is available to go to any other team. Maybe he just needs to get healthy first. But that one was a little surprising, considering I know he can play both left and right tackle. And another one that shouldn't really be a surprise, but there was a true competition that somebody won. And it was that kicker. And I know it's not a sexy conversation or anything like that, but Joey Sly beat out Chad Ryland, and this brings up another draft pick that the Patriots used on a kicker that had to get cut. Like, think about it. They're using their assets on kickers that can't make the team, especially in their second year. So I want to keep my eyes on tackles or linemen who can help instantly that have been cut around the NFL today. And really, when you look at this team now in the 53-man roster, where is the high-end talent? They're a bunch of middlers. This might be worse than the Bridgie Celtics. Now, I feel like I'm insulting the Bridgie Celtics talking about that roster versus the New England Patriots roster this year. Actually, it might be an insult. I may have left off one cut today that I think a lot of people were expecting. And Skaz, you know my love for Bailey Zappe. Do you know how many people reached out to me or tweeted at me or quote tweeted me today about Bailey Zappe? 40 plus, over under 40, maybe I'd say. Over 40. So yes, Bailey Zappe cut. And here's my take on the Zappe being cut. Go somewhere else, Bailey. Go somewhere else. Don't come back here. Don't come back here. Go somewhere else, Bailey. I'll remember you coming in for Mac Jones and all the cheers and the touchdown that you couldn't throw to the end zone, but you got it to the goal line and they scored the touchdown anyways. I'll remember Green Bay on the road. I'll remember Cleveland on the road. I'll remember the Zappe chants. I'll remember Bill O'Brien coming in here and not even giving you snaps. Here we are complaining about Drake May not getting snaps with the starters. Hell, you couldn't get any snaps anyways. They even cut your ass and you came back and you finished the season as the starting quarterback. Everyone loves the backup quarterback. Everyone had Zappe fever for a little while. And then it all sucked. So, Zappe, I will remember you. The all-time NCAA touchdowns passing leader. Let me give you some advice. Don't come back to New England. Go somewhere else. You can play in this league, my man. That's going to piss a lot of people off. You can play in this league. You've done it. Don't come back here. Don't come back here. You did it last year. Don't do it this year. All right, your thoughts on the Patriots and their cutdown day. And, of course, Sarah McLaughlin. Oh, Bailey Zappe. I miss you. Hey, the phone number here is 617-779-0985. We're on YouTube tonight as well. We got Skaz here. We're going to be joined tonight by Kendra Middleton, one of the Bankroll bunch. We're going to talk about a lot of things. One of them including Mac Jones. Looks like Mac Jones moved up the depth chart today. 6th round pick's not looking so bad after all, huh? I do want to talk about Mac Jones, his performance. And, Gerard Mayo said he'd announce a quarterback Monday or Tuesday. I'm still waiting on that one. Mike Lombardi had a lot of thoughts regarding the Patriots and their quarterback situation. And should the Pats stay on their path? And is it about who starts? Or is it about who finishes? Again, I'll bring up Bailey Zappe was cut, practice squad, and finished the season QB1. When it comes to Jacoby Brissett and Drake May, is it how you start or is it how you finish? We'll lead it off there at 617-779-0985. We'll get Skaz's thoughts as well. We're here until 11 o'clock tonight. I'm Joe Murray here on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Don't go anywhere. There's more Joe Murray. On the way.
because they wanted him to play right tackle. Here's what's missing in this lineage. They want him to play right tackle. He ballooned up to 360, so they had to move him into guard. He was playing right tackle last year when he was in half decent shape. Soon as they paid him, he got fat. Now he's got to play guard. So they were counting on him to be the right tackle, but nobody mentions that, right? Because they're friendly in there. They're no longer hostile to the media, so everything's fine. But, I mean, this has got disaster written all over it. And I'll tell you this. They lost a lot of close games last year. They played really good on defense. That even though I know Belichick was selling pizzas for 24 years in South Boston and basically did nothing for the Patriots at all, it was all Jonathan Kraft that won those Super Bowls. But just basically, they're going to miss his presence on making the dough. They're going to miss his presence on making dough because there's no way you're going to overcome that loss on that side of the ball. And Mayo's never even called defenses. I mean, this is about, you talk about getting promoted 2 levels above yourself. It's pretty obvious.
All right, back here 98.5 The Sports Hub. I'm Joe Murray. Here tonight till 11 o'clock. That was Mike Lombardi. So it's funny, I this morning we do our rundown. So for those who understand, we have a Slack channel, and we just throw stories in there. And then somehow, some way, we come up with a show out of all the stories that we share all day. And I was following this Mike Lombardi stuff all day long. And I was like, oh, this is juicy. This is juicy. This is good. And he's taking shots at Jonathan Kraft and Robin. Oh, that was good. And he's talking about the tackle position, as you just heard coming. It was some, that was juice. It was good. I like hearing somebody go at the Krafts other than me. But I had it all ready to go for today, and then Felger was all over it. So, again, that's why he's the best in the business. And we won't bore you with it all night, but wow, that sound right there. That sounds like something coming right from Bill Belichick's mouth. I think that's where it is coming from, personally. But talking about the Patriots and Gerard Mayo and Alex Van Pelt and who's in charge, and that was one of them that I thought was just wild. And I talked about that yesterday. That was one of the things I brought up yesterday, was the fact that everything Gerard Mayo has said this offseason has been talking out of both sides of his mouth. 1 minute it's Drake May's the second best quarterback. The next is he won the offseason. It's just, you preach competition. You preach competition. So what does it mean to your players now when you find out that the guy who won the competition might not start? Again, I'm on the Jacoby Brissett start, and we'll let you hear from Lombardi in a minute here. I'm on the Brissett start. Drake may sit for at least a few weeks. I'm on that train. The plan is the plan. I'm in on it. But I still think Drake May was the best quarterback this preseason. And I have been telling you for weeks that Drake May is ready. It's the Patriots that aren't. And that's exactly where we're at. I've been saying it so much, someone has actually made a bumper sticker for me. Drake May's ready. He can play. And with the crap offensive line that they have, that other people want to tell you they weren't that bad today, they never played line in their life. Sorry. To sit here and tell me, or someone else, I almost texted Mike Flynn, our old friend Mike Flynn, who won a championship in playing center for one of the greatest football teams of all time. I almost called him to be like, hey, man, you got to come on the show. And you got to talk to us about these snaps and playing line for the Patriots and what's different in a West Coast offense. There's a lot going on there. The line is not good, people. Don't let someone tell you it is. It's not. I saw people today trying to defend the Patriots offensive line today. Again, you don't know what you're talking about. You can't line up in a legal formation with your ass in the backfield. You can't do that. That's Pop Warner 101, so don't tell me they were better than what we saw. What we saw was they sucked. They were ill-prepared. They were not coached well. They didn't use any technique. They didn't care if they were behind the line and the refs told them that. Sorry. So you just heard Mike Lombardi rip them. How does Mike Lombardi feel about the old quarterback competition speak? Let's hear that one, Skaz.
Well, if I were in New England, I would play Brissett, only because I think their offensive line is in such a state of disarray that I don't want to hurt the young rookie's progress. I think he's looked very good. I think he shows he has a future, but preseason's way different than the regular season. And I think they signed Brissett for a purpose. And until they can protect the young quarterback, there's no reason to put him out there. And the game speeds up so dramatically on game one of the regular season that all of a sudden that offensive line, which wasn't blocking the backups of the Washington football team and will struggle to block Cincinnati, I would play Brissett knowing that you're going to eventually get to May.
All right, there you go. Easy enough, right? Play Brissett. Have May ready to go in a few weeks. It's the easiest decision for Gerard Mayo to make. Still waiting to hear from him, though. I heard Monday or Tuesdays, guys. Maybe we'll get the breaking news sounder tonight. I don't know. Anyways, the phone number here is 617-779-0985. We'll get Skaz's thoughts in a minute. But we have Pez. He is from Sweden, and he watches and listens on our YouTube chat. So, Skaz, we've had Curacao. We have Sweden now. Again, I need to get one of those pin pads that show where everybody is called. We got Hawaii on the list, right? We got Alaska on our list. It's fantastic. So let's talk to our man Pez in Sweden. Hello, sir.
Oh, shut up, Joey Ma. How's everything?
How you doing?
Doing well. I called in from Normandy, France, a couple months ago.
Whoa!
But, dude, I listen to you no matter where in the world I'm at, and I'm sure a few people, shout out North Animal, will recognize my voice. But, yeah, the reason why, I called, though, what's up, though? Like, how do we feel? Like, what's really going on with the Patriots quarterback situation? So, you know what I mean?
Well,
what's actually happening?
What's actually happening is the plan that they had for Jacoby Brissett to come in, it kind of backfired on him because Drake May has really, really exceeded where they thought he would be at this point.
So is he just like a giant freak athlete with a cannon and like he doesn't know how to work a playbook or what?
I wouldn't say that. He is he Gronk light? Maybe. Right? Comes from a family of athletic brothers. Yeah, he's a little, he talks like Boomhauer if you've ever watched, what's that, King of the Hill?
I've seen, yeah, King of the Hill, I've seen it.
Like, oh, that dang old playbook, man, you just got to throw that ball.
Well, no, honest to God, Joe, Boomhauer was my gunner in Iraq. When I was in Iraq, he's half deaf, straight out of Texas. Like, I've lived with Boomhauer before.
Okay.
But my gunner didn't have a cannon. Well, he did have a cannon, but you know what I mean?
Okay.
It was a little different. But, Joe.
Yeah.
Real quick, do you have a bit of a food advice for Stockholm, Sweden?
You know what? What's Sweden known for food?
Sturmstrogen, like salted herring. But I'm not going for that.
I don't want to be ignorant when I say this, but I love Swedish meatballs.
See, that's what I've been living off of Swedish meatballs. And believe it or not, they love hot dogs over here.
Ooh.
Kid and Eve is obsessed with hot dogs.
What are they? Are they just regular? Or are they pink? Are they different? What?
Oh yeah, they're pink hot dogs, but they're not kosher. So yeah. It's just everything. Like I don't know what the meat is that's inside the hot dog, but they love hot dogs.
Is there an IKEA out there?
Oh, come on, Joe. IKEA is based out of Stockholm, Sweden. Like that's
my question. Do you go there or no?
Oh, no, it's like almost embarrassing to like go eat Swedish meatballs in IKEA here. The Swedes will shit all over me. We can't say that.
Dummy up. Sorry, bro. I love you, but we can't swear. It got too comfortable, guys. Got too comfortable. I actually wanted to know what these Swedish pancakes were. Now that I'm looking at Swedish food. Swedish pancakes, huh? The waffles look different, too. Anyway, Skaz, how you doing today, buddy? Were you following all the cuts today? Were you glued to the internet hitting refresh?
No.
I got to tell you, knowing that Kendra was going to be here tonight, all I did was come up with a couple of takes, and we're rolling, baby.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I was following along a little bit, but no real shocks for me. I mean, obviously, as soon as I saw Zappe, I felt a shed a tear for your guy. I know that's your guy, but yeah, no, nothing really too shocking, I don't think. Maybe Harris, because he did kind of look good against Washington, was a little bit of a surprise, but no real shocks for me. Now I'm more interested. What do they do now? Who do they pick up off the scrap heap? That's where I go. Do they get offensive line help?
Let me ask you this: the way that everything is set up right now, it kind of worked out perfect for them. Like Mapu was on PUP, they were able to move some guys over, so they ate a few roster spots, right, because of injury. They really gonna cut anybody to gain? I would cut the guy Michael Jordan to get another tackle here. praise your name, sir. And by the way, good for him for making the team. I've heard he's working hard, so I root for the guys who work hard.
We like conspiracy theories on this show, Joe. We don't shy away from them. One thing I saw Alex Barth tweet, that was that the Patriots, every player they drafted made the roster. I believe Barth tweeted this was
except for Ryland, right? Oh, you mean this year?
This year.
Oh, wow, yeah, because they've cut guys before.
And I believe Barth tweeted that this was the first time since '97 that that's happened. Do you think? I personally don't think that's a great thing. I think that just speaks to your roster. But the conspiracy theory being floated around on Twitter is that the Patriots didn't want to make the new regime look bad, so they just held on to everyone they drafted to avoid that criticism.
Dude, good take. You know what? So
it's not my take, but I'm just I'm the messenger.
Well, can I give you? Do you mind if we go back to 1997?
Let's go back, Joe.
I was a freshman in high school.
I was 4 years old.
The Patriots went to the Super Bowl. Bill Parcells left. Pete Carroll came in. It was a wild time, let me tell you. So what does Pete Carroll do with his first pick? He drafts a guy named Chris Canty, who is a defensive back. 29th overall. They didn't need him. they had Ty Law and whoever else, right? But Chris Canty really couldn't play, but he loved to dance. He would break up a play, and he would dance on the field. That's all I remember him for. Brandon Mitchell played for a few years here. He was like a jag defensive end, but that was the best player from that draft class. Cedric Shaw didn't work out. The other Chris Carter didn't work out. Damon Denson didn't work out. Ed Ellis was a tackle that failed. Vernon Crawford failed. Tony Gator, Scott. That is a terrible draft. Terrible. And I'm pretty sure they kept everybody on the roster that year. Because it wasn't Bill Parcells necessarily having his hand in there. I know that Bobby Greer was making a lot of those picks too. But that is, wow. Just think about it. Bill Parcells leaves. They keep everyone from the draft class. Bill Belichick leaves. They didn't cut anyone from the draft class. Huh? But who's still here? Who's still here? Crafts. Funny. Huh? I love a conspiracy. Tom's in Worcester. Tom.
Joe, what's up?
How you doing?
Hey, question for you.
Okay.
How different do you think the team would look right now if they actually hired Vrabel and he brought in his staff that he wanted? Do you think they'd be way farther along with the same players?
I do, yeah. Yep.
That's who I wanted. I like Mayo.
Do I think it's going to be better? I don't know. But would I think they'd be further along right now? Yes.
You think May would be starting?
Well, I'm going to say no because they got Malik Willis. They didn't start him right away. They had Will Levis. They didn't start him right away. So I think that they've always liked the veteran in front, and they had Ryan Tannehill for all those years.
That's true.
But
All right, Joe.
but no, I do think Vrabel would have been a better option. But how far is the gap that big? I wonder what you think about that one, Skaz.
I think Patriots fans have a warped perception of Mike Vrabel. Mike Vrabel was not good to bad his last 2 seasons in Tennessee. And their offense consistently struggled. He went with Ryan Tannehill time and again because I don't think, Joe, he values the quarterback position that much. I don't know if that's a philosophy thing or what it is, but Mike Vrabel is another defensive-minded head coach who struggles to develop offensive talent. Can you think of, other than Derrick Henry, who's a freak, who would have been good anywhere, what offensive player has thrived in Tennessee?
You would have thought Treylon Burks would have been somebody. I mean, they've had some. I'll agree with this one. He inherited the team that went to a playoff that beat Bill Belichick and the Patriots.
Mike Vrabel's most successful seasons as a head coach were his first and second year.
Yep.
And then
he inherited those players.
The longer he was there, the more power he got, the worse the football team was.
So I'll say this. You're completely right. I think in his defense, and this is what we're going to find out with the Titans this year, they had another GM that
didn't like Vrabel.
It didn't work exactly. And they fired him. They fired him. And Vrabel hung around. And then this year they decided to fire Vrabel. And one of the things they mentioned was when he came back to New England. But I like what the Titans have done this year. Young offensive mind, right? GM now in control. Young offensive mind runs the offense, right? GM picks the players. And the owner is stepping out of it a little bit because she might have been involved a little bit too. But to your point, Mike Vrabel inherited a team and coached a very good team that he inherited to 2 good years. Once he started really having his hands on it, team started sucking.
Yeah, so you may not like Mayo and you may have wanted Vrabel, but I just think the people that think it's a slam dunk that Mike Vrabel would have succeeded here or been better is just you're not paying attention. Mike Vrabel struggled in Tennessee. That's just a fact.
Yep. So when the caller asked me, do I think it would be a little bit better? I do. But would the end result be the same with this roster? Hell no. Hell no. I mean, I don't know who you could get to coach this team. And you had Belichick here, and he helped bury it into the ground. I agree. I think everyone agrees the team wasn't as bad as they were last year, and Belichick's not as bad as it looked. But the drafting, I don't know how you can get around that one. Another one cut today. 2, right? Oh, even Kevin Harris, for that matter. Former Belichick draftees all cut. But yet all the other ones signed. And everyone that was drafted this year, still on the team. Oh, I'm starting to see some linemen getting cut. I got to dig deep into those linemen. We got to hit the headlines here. I'm Joe Murray. And here's the big one here. Is it how you start or how you finish? We'll talk about that coming up next. I'm Joe Murray here on the Sports Hub.
Sports Hub headlines.
Cutdown day in the NFL. Patriots cut 14 yesterday and then got it down to 53 today. Some of the names cut: Kevin Harris, Calvin Anderson, and Bailey Zappe.
this morning that Drake May has outplayed Jacoby Brissett. But that's not the only factor in determining a team's starting quarterback. Again, you want to make sure that a rookie has time to learn, acclimate, grow, do all those things. You don't want to expose a rookie quarterback before you have to, especially behind a shaky offensive line right now. How about the fact that the first game is on the road in Cincinnati? And so they know that Drake May is going to be their quarterback long term. They're not looking to rush him in. And I think Boston said it before, right, that their plan, initially they came in with an idea of what they want to do. And I think everybody believes their idea was to go with the veteran Jacoby Brissett until they believed that Drake May was ready. Whenever that is, clearly he's playing well enough to start right now. But it certainly sounds like Jacoby Brissett still may have the edge there in being the opening day starting quarterback.
That was Adam Schefter talking about the Patriots' plan, which, again, the Patriots' plan was, you know how, like, Felger likes to talk about path? This is his path talk. This is the path. The path is the Patriots should stay on the path of why they chose Drake May and why he should be on the path of becoming the starter after Jacoby Brissett. But there's three different chefs in the kitchen here. Gerard Mayo's the head chef, but the sous chefs, they're the ones in charge of the offense and getting the wide receivers set up right, and the offensive line and making sure the running backs and the play action and all that. So you got a sous chef, right? And then you got the guy that's the owner. It's like the bear, you know? It's like the show The Bear. You got the bear, you got the sous chef, and then you got, the owner. And then you got his crazy cousin as well, but I don't know who the crazy cousin is right now. He's not part of my analogy yet. But there's too many chefs in there. Like, I think if Gerard Mayo had it his way, he'd look at it and say, well, I've been preaching competition all camp long. Drake May won the competition, which was absolutely stupid to say, by the way. Stupid. Because if I'm a player on that team, right, and you're preaching competition, and you find out that Drake May won the competition but doesn't start, how does that sit with players? I think about that stuff a lot. Right? When you go to camp, you work your ass off. It's also your livelihood and your job in the NFL. And here you are with a battle. There was a real battle for kicker. The Patriots had an asset, a guy that they drafted who actually won a game for them last year. They wanted to give him some competition, so they brought in a veteran that was cut elsewhere. They battled it out. Joey Sly won the battle. What happens? Ryland got cut. The Patriots gave up on an asset that they drafted, but because of competition, Joey Sly gets the job. But when it comes to Drake May, who was the third overall pick, he may have won the competition, but isn't going to get the job? What does that say for the players? I'm curious how they feel about it. Don't players want to win and compete right away? Yes. Players don't care about later in the year or next year or when you get the next contract or next free agent. They care about now. They care about winning right away. And Gerard Mayo being a player's coach, I thought he'd know that. I figured that was something he would know. So him talking about competition the entire offseason, and then in a night, things changed. One's the second best quarterback. The next night, he's the second best. He's now won the competition. It's a bad look. But you know what? I hope the Patriots stay on the path, no matter what Gerard Mayo has done. And there's plenty of quarterbacks where you can look at it, and they've thrown that quarterback to the wolves, hoping it could change the offense. Sam Darnold, right? Zach Wilson. There's probably a bunch of Jets that you could mention. Tua Tagovailoa, same guy. And let's not forget what happened here. Mac Jones, who I want to talk to when Kendra comes in. So if you look at all those people that were ahead of Drake May, the Patriots might have to sit this kid for a little bit for his own safety. And this is why I tell you, I think Drake May's been ready all along and the Patriots haven't. So we've talked about this before. I know Skaz mentioned some other quarterbacks as well where the teams get the quarterback and then they build out. It doesn't happen often. It hasn't really been successful. I mean, I look at what the Texans did last year. Yeah, they got the guy in C.J. Stroud, but they certainly built around it too. Now they're building around him, bringing in Stephon Diggs, making other types of moves. So this is why I bring up, is it how you start or is it how you finish? And when it comes to Jacoby Brissett and when it comes to Drake May, I think what's best for the Patriots long-term and for Drake May is for Jacoby Brissett to start week 1. And here's the other part of it, mentioning Gerard Mayo. He starts Brissett and he stinks. We all knew it. He starts May and something happens to him and he gets hurt. Who gets the blame? Gerard Mayo. So at this point, I hope they stay on the path. But in the long run, though, I hope it's Drake May that finishes the season and goes into year 2, the starter, and they start building the offensive line and getting more playmakers on offense. But for the Patriots this year, it's Jacoby Brissett starting and Drake May finishing. Your thoughts at 617-779-0985. That's a phone number if you want to jump aboard. There are some people in the chat that I thought was kind of interesting. It is 1:47 in the morning in Sweden. So we just had a guy call from Sweden. It's 1:47 in the morning. So that was interesting. People are getting on me because I'm drinking a Celsius. But I love Celsius. And I'm going to drink them. And everyone's coming up with lines for Brissett or Drake May. Let Drake bake. Let Brissett wear the headset is what Riz had a little earlier. I kind of like that one. I feel like we can get a little more creative than that as well. So your thoughts at 617-779-0985. There was also cut down day today. Are you surprised by any of the cuts? And is there anyone else around the league that might be worth picking up? I got a couple of names for you. And maybe we'll say bye to Bailey Zappe one more time. Who knows? We're here until 11 o'clock tonight. We will welcome in Kendra Middleton. She's going to hang out with us for a couple hours tonight. And who knows? We got In or Out. We got Musings. Skaz is here as well. I'm Joe Murray. You're listening to 98.5 The Sports Hub.
More Joe Murray coming up on The Sports Hub.
Zappe has come to play, baby. You may have your quarterback right now for the rest of the year. Case closed. What a throw on the streak to Hunter Henry on the left boundary. Play fake strong, and he just throws a dime to Hunter Henry on the outstretch. What a catch. Great throw.
A dart to Smith-Schuster, a dime to Hunter Henry, his second touchdown grab of the day, the third touchdown pass for Bailey Zappe.
Let Zappe sling. He slung 3 of them that night. And just look who he was throwing to. Now, Hunter Henry is a different story, but Juju Smith-Schuster and others. Let Zappe sling. He's on. He's off. He's out. Off to somewhere new. Bailey Zappe, we hardly knew ye. Don't come back here, though. And I'm not saying that for, I'm saying that for your benefit, not for the Patriots' benefit. They could have let, you know what? I would have rather Bailey Zappe than Jacoby Brissett. I'm sorry, people. I would have rather have had that. Because at least you could have had a real, Drake May versus Bailey Zappe, and what are we doing here kind of thing.
That hit Jacoby took the other night would have knocked Zappe out for the season.
Zappe would have been zapped. Zappe would have got lucky. He would have been on the pup list. Wouldn't have to deal with this or been responsible for any of this. But you're right. That hit the other night, Brissett's probably one of the only guys in the league who could take that hit. Oh, well. He's gone. Just wanted to show him his props. That's all. Just wanted to. He was good here. I think he won 5 games for the Patriots during the Mac Jones era. I think Mac won 2 last year, if I'm not mistaken. We'll get into Mac Jones. Kendra Middleton's going to be coming in shortly. I just have one baseball thing I need to mention. I passed one Tony Maserati in the hallway on my way in today. And I said, Tony, the acquisitions at the deadline didn't work out, but I still would have made the moves. James Paxton got 2 starts, and he's out for the year. Lucas Sims has an 8.10 ERA with the Sox. He was placed on IL today. Luis Garcia has a 10.32 ERA with the Sox. He is also on the IL. And Danny Jansen has a 6.99 OPS. I do think Jansen's helped Brian Bayo, though. Point here is this. The Red Sox parted with 9 prospects. 9 prospects. I don't care about the prospects. I don't care about Nick York. I don't care. I had a night recently where I told everybody who wanted to call in and complain about all the prospects that the Red Sox traded, you don't know any of them. You didn't follow them. You don't care about them. So I'm only doing this to show that it didn't work out, but I still would have done it. I think the Red Sox, despite Paxton, Sims, Garcia sucking, they needed 3 pitchers. Now they're going to bring Rich Hill up today. That's 4. They needed pitching. Where would they be without this pitching? I know they're dropping and it's falling fast, and losing 5 in a row, getting swept does not help out by any means. I would still make every one of those trades absolutely 10 times out of 10 times. I don't care about your prospects, especially when it comes to acquiring bullpen arms. I don't care. But, you do care when it's Jeff Bagwell, Larry Anderson, and guys like that. But in this case, the Sox haven't moved on from prospects in years. I mean, last year they gave up 1 prospect for Luis Arias, or Urias, or whatever the hell his name was. In the end, they suck at the deadline. There's no other way about it. The Kyle Schwarber days are over. And we'll tell you what the Red Sox score is coming up in just a little bit and who's pitching for them tonight. But I did want to just bring that up quickly. You're going to hear, oh, Joe, look what they did at the deadline. Blah. Yeah, it's bad, bro. It's bad. I would still do it 10 times out of 10 times. Zappe needs his own version of Candle in the Wind. I can think of something, Skaz. Hang on. Zappe, Zappe, Zappe. I don't know. I could come up with something, man. Maybe Kendra's got an idea. Mac Jones fever in Jacksonville right now. Well, I'll get into all that. We're here until 11 o'clock tonight. We got everybody on the YouTube as well. 109 people watching. And let's welcome Kendra Middleton into the studio. She'll be hanging out with us for the next couple of hours. We'll get her thoughts on everything happening with the Patriots and football. I got some funny things for her, too. We have to touch back. And then something developed last night, Skaz. I've been thinking about it all night. It's regarding Bill Belichick, and I'd like to get Kendra's opinion on that as well. So, again, the phone number here is 617-779-0985. We'll tell you what the Red Sox score is right now in Sports Hub Headlines.
WBC-FM and HD Boston. We've got the Patriots covered.
Back in the home. He's in trouble. A sack.
It's an all-new season for the Pats, and you'll hear it all right here. 98.5, the Sports Hub, the Beasley Media Group station. Sports Hub headlines.
All right, Patriots get their roster down to 53 players today. Kevin Harris was a surprising cut. Calvin Anderson also out. Joey Sly won the kickers competition over Chad Ryland. Drafted in the 4th round last year, he was let go. Also, Bailey Zappe was cut. Patriots still waiting to announce who their starting quarterback will be. Gerard Mayo said that it would be Monday or Tuesday. I know that he wanted to get the roster down to 53, but we are still awaiting on who the quarterback will be. Red Sox right now lead 3-1. Jared Duran hit a home run in the first inning. Masataka Yoshida also had 2 RBIs on a double. And Toronto just scored, while Cooper Criswell, 2 2/3, 4 hits, 1 earned on 56 pitches so far. This game is in the top of the 3rd inning. Headlines, they are brought to you by our good friends over at Awaken with 80 Weight Loss this September. Make losing weight part of your new routine. Energy, clarity, better health. Find it all at awakenwith80weightloss.com. I'm Joe Murray. Your next update is Who Knows?
Listen to it, laugh at it, get mad at it, agree with it, argue about it. It is Boston Sports. Boston Sports. And it is all we do. 98.5, the Sports Hub.
Ladies' night, I'm feeling right. Oh, this is ladies' night. Have you ever seen The Wedding Singer?
No. You know I'm the worst with movies.
Man, I started off wrong. That was an ick right off the bat.
Oh, man.
I went movies with Kendra off the bat. Bad move, Joe. I should have known better.
Yep.
Should have known better. Well, there's a scene in this where he is a wedding singer, and they start auditioning other wedding singers, and John Lovitz does this song. And at the end, basically Adam Sandler's like, well, I'm just not going to do these weddings anymore. And John Lovitz is like, he's losing his mind. And I'm reaping all the benefits, and then the curtain just closes. So that's where it went in my brain right there. So.
Okay.
Anyways, Kendra Middleton, how are you today?
I am well. How are you?
I'm okay. Just hanging in here. It's
okay?
Cut down day. Yeah, I'm just okay. It's cut down day.
The Bailey Zappe thing.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I didn't expect Bailey Zappe to be back. I feel like he was a sacrificial lamb. But I'm not going to waste any more time talking about it, but I do think he can play in this league. And I stand by that.
I don't disagree, just because I feel like the quarterback depth in the league right now is not that great.
You know what else? Yeah, I agree with you. You know what else? I have never come across a player in my lifetime, and I've been doing sports radio for 17 years, so I sound like an oldie. But there's never a player that I like hung on to or died on a hill for that everybody else hated. Like, it was like if I mentioned something good about Bailey Zappe, somebody would defend Mac Jones. Or if I mentioned Zappe, like today, it was like, good riddance. He stinks. He shouldn't have been here. Never had a... It's like, wow. I never realized there was a player that truly triggered listeners more than Bailey Zappe. It's still going right now. I even see it in our chat as we go. So I don't know. Is there a player that I guess in your lifetime that it's triggered you, or other people get triggered if you mention their name?
I mean, I think the obvious answer as to what triggers me is anytime that I have to watch Deshaun Watson do anything. Personally, no reason.
Well, no, I mean, they 5 different quarterbacks last year. He sucks, and he got all that money guaranteed, and now the league is trying to come down on it. Like, hey, can't give guys like that or anybody else money anymore.
But as far as people that I stand that other people hate, Matt Jones specifically has to be Matt Jones and probably Jamal Agnew. Both people that I really stood for and eventually people hated.
Matt Jones was a great quarterback at Arkansas, right? If I'm thinking about the right guy.
He was a receiver at Arkansas.
Receiver, okay.
Yeah.
And I don't remember. I think he was a quarterback turned receiver.
Yeah, you're right.
Whatever. But, so you had your guys.
Oh, yeah. And I wasn't even, like, cognizant for the Matt Jones days. I just love him now, and people hate him now. I mean, he was, like, basically, like, the Josh Gordon of snow, you know? Like, that's just funny. Like, the fact that his career went that way because, just couldn't. Old Arkansas,
Oh, yeah.
Nothing else to do.
But if I read you my, hey, Joe, how you holding up on the Zappe news? Good riddance, he stinks. Zappe was a decent QB, but he's out. My eyes tell me he was terrible. Joe, do your research. He beat Detroit, Cleveland, Pittsburgh, and Denver.
People act this way with me and Trevor Lawrence, to me.
Well, in your case, he was the best quarterback of that draft.
Yeah, I know. I've said that before, and I agree. But yeah, especially now that Mac Jones is on the Jaguars, I get it 10 times worse. Because people are like, Mac Jones is going to lead you guys to the playoffs. Mac Jones is the better quarterback. Mac Jones.
Well, let's hold off on Mac Jones talk for a minute.
Oh, yeah, I figured. But yes, that is something that happens to me now.
Yes. Because it's like, oh, hey, how's Mac Jones in Jacksonville? But I wanted to get your take on just Gerard Mayo. Let's start there. This guy is said a lot of things. If I was a player, I'd be a little upset. I just think that if you preach competition and, here you are, Joey Sly, who you know of, wins a competition and gets awarded the job, and then the coach comes out and says, well, Drake May is the second best quarterback on the roster, then comes out and says that he won the battle, but yet might not start. If we're doing competition battles and you don't start, it's a bad look to the other teammates, I think.
Do you think when he said that things were going to be different because he was going to talk a lot more than Bill, he was trying to cover for his word vomit early, or what do you think about that?
It's been bad.
That's what I'm saying.
I go the burning cash was a really, really bad one. That one, because they didn't burn any cash at all.
Well, you're just making excuses for whatever happens off the jump. True.
That's why I think it's easy for him to... Oh, well, actually, to answer that question, did he do it early or later? He's made multiple mistakes, really bad ones. And I think it's going to lead to the football field personally. Was it early or later? I think he set it up early, so later on we can just be like, this is who the Crafts hired. Not so much like it's Mayo's fault. That's why it's so easy for Mayo to just start Jacoby Brissett. If he starts him and he sucks, we already knew that. If he starts Drake May and he gets blown up, it's Mayo's fault, not Kraft's, not anybody else's.
Well, and I get the start Drake May crowd because it's football and he's going to get hurt or whatever. But to be honest, part of me thinks that it has to do with the schedule. Like, they're playing some tough defensive fronts for the first majority of their schedule. Like, they don't really get a quote unquote break until Tennessee on the road, almost midway through the season. And so that is what I would be apprehensive about, is because not only are you throwing the kid out there to the wolves, but you're throwing him out there to defensive fronts early that are going to eat him alive. And regardless of if he's the better quarterback, which isn't hard to do, I'm going to be honest, reading an NFL defense is different, and the game slowing down for you takes time no matter who you are.
I think going on the road in your first game against Cincinnati is a bad play. I think going up against a defensive-minded team in Seattle with all the exotic defenses they have, not a good look, even though it's at home. Then, here's the deal. You have to prepare that whole entire week for Seattle and the Jets.
Seattle has to be a look-ahead spot.
And yes, and the other thing is, look, you got the Jets on deck too. Because in a short week. So you think Drake May is going to learn the plays?
And then you have San Francisco next.
But they'll have extra time. That's a scary situation.
You could even say the Jets are a look-ahead game.
But what I mean by it, though, is here you are. You're on the road. Then you come home and you have a tough defensive-minded team. And on a short week, you have to prepare in 3 days. You're not going to have practice. They're not even going to practice Jets week.
No.
On a Thursday night football game. And then they'll have 11 days or whatever to get ready for San Fran. But can Drake May be ready to go in 11 days? And do you want him to be feasted against that defense?
On the road?
No.
On the road.
So, I mean, we're on the same page on that one. I agree. I will say this, though. I think the Patriots look stupid. Drake May can play.
No, but top to bottom they look stupid. The fact that they haven't learned from the offensive line they've put out on the field the last couple of years, the lack of receivers that they've given these quarterbacks, both of them being young, being so far under the cap, having a defensive head coach with a 3rd overall pick when you take a quarterback, the hires that you've made, none of it looks good. It doesn't even matter. Like, how can it get worse?
Well, that's what I guess where I'm going is it's gotten worse because, yeah, you're right. They still haven't weaponized the offense, like they said. Another bad quote that they had. They still haven't, he said that he was happy with the offensive line group. Lie. Yes, they look stupid all over the place, but I think where they really look dumb is they drafted a kid 3rd overall thinking he could just sit and, keep telling everybody he's not ready. He's not ready. He's not ready when they're not ready. And here's the other thing. He's in there, right, with this crap offensive line, moving around and making plays and he's almost better to be in there with the bad offensive line than Brissett. I agree with Skaz, though. If it was Drake May in that position taking that hit the other night, he's coming out of the game, no doubt. But I do think they just look foolish. Everything looks foolish. But now it's starting to even look worse that they didn't project Drake May to be where he is right now. They didn't project him to be ready to be a starter. And I think Gerard Mayo's looking at it like, hey, this kid can play. But yet Van Pelt and Elliott and all these other guys are, well, hey, we have a plan in place here. So he also looks foolish for doing that. And I think this is how the season is going to go, Kendra.
I just don't. My question for Patriots fans, I've suffered long enough, so I know how I feel about it. Are you going to feel worse about the season if you throw Jacoby out there and you suck? Or are you going to feel worse if you throw Drake out there and you also suck and he gets hurt? Or his confidence is, shattered with the beginning of this season? Like, what makes you feel worse? You're going to suck either way.
This is why I think that, they could have done some things in the draft, too. Like the Giants wanted to move back. They wanted to move up, and take Drake May. But, this season, it's going to be bad. It's going to be bad. And today was cut down day.
I was going to say, on the bright side.
What is the bright side of the Patriots?
I do feel like some unexpected-ish, at least to me, cuts came to offensive linemen. And am I saying that they're good? Absolutely not. If you are getting released or waived, you are not good. But that being said, I feel like the Patriots just need bodies.
Do you have names?
I do. Do you want to do it now?
Hang on.
Okay.
Yes, I need these names. I actually had this as a segment for today. I need to know some of the names that were cut today. So, your thoughts on the Patriots? Kendra Middleton's here, everyone, if you'd like to speak to her. The phone number is 617-779-0985. We're on YouTube as well. Someone said you look hood. Whatever that means. You're wearing a Boston Calling hat.
I'm wearing a Boston Calling hat and a button-down shirt. I'm wearing dinosaur socks.
Whoa, it looks like the Rock's Brahma. Oh, no, those are dinosaur. I see them. Well, I don't know if anybody else can see them, but dinosaur socks are cool. I'm in.
Thank you. Me too. Marty hates these socks because they're designer, and he thinks that that's a stupid purchase. But girl math, if you spend $1 every time you wear them on whatever you're wearing, if it's designer, I think it's a solid purchase. So am I going to wear socks 50 times? Yes.
As long as you get your money's worth. I'm not
Girl math.
I am not going to tell you any different. Kendra Middleton's here, Skaz as well. I'm Joe Murray. You're listening to 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Don't go anywhere. There's more Joe Murray. More Joe Murray. On
Well, I don't smell it right now.
I'm eating lettuce. Me and
I
Skaz wanted to know
don't smell it.
if you had noticed.
But Skaz can attest to this. I have been a little bit under the weather the last few days.
I've had some allergy issues. I'm sure you can.
Yeah,
hear
that's what I. Well, I'll tell you this. Right now, I don't smell anything. But the last time you came in with that lettuce drink, I smelled that thing. You getting off the elevator. That's a true
Got
story.
A nose like a bloodhound.
I called it. I could smell that thing way down the hallway.
I'm eating arugula right now, and you did not.
I actually have eaten arugula before.
How do you feel about it?
Well, there is this great calzone that I like to get. That is a feta arugula steak tip.
That sounds.
But you're not a
delicious.
you're not a meter.
Yeah, I am. I'm eating steak right now.
Oh. Why did I not think you were a meter?
I don't know.
Were you not eating meat at one point?
I didn't eat meat for like the first 15 years of my life, but now I am either eating something like this or basically carnivore.
But you're eating something healthy over there in meaty.
Yes.
Okay.
It's
And I can't smell the arugula.
It's saffron rice, steak, pickled onions, arugula, tzatziki, some hummus, and some harissa. And I think that's it. Olives and pickles.
In on pickles, don't love olives, but I have had olives in a drink before.
I love
what do they put
a
them
dirty
in?
martini with blue cheese olives. Chef's kiss.
Oh yeah, no, I've had that before.
That is my go-to.
So this summer, I did something consecutive days, and something I feel like happened. I can't remember what it was, but I ate celery. Excuse me.
Wow.
Not because I wanted to. Because one lobster roll had celery on it, and then I ate a tuna melt and it had celery in it.
Wow.
So I went back-to-back days eating celery.
How'd you feel after? Like you could float on the air?
Well, didn't something happen, Skess?
I think you got sick afterwards. I don't know.
Is your body rejecting?
I can't do it. I can do
my
greens.
God.
I can do any green but lettuce.
Do you like collard greens?
Yeah, I like them.
I love collard
I like them with the
pepper vinegar.
Well, no, what's that? At Christmas time, Hollis Queens. Well, it's wicked tasty. They put this sugar and everything all on top of it.
What?
You never done that with the collard greens?
No.
Oh my God.
I've only ever had them with like spicy pepper vinegar and like pork.
Oh.
Sometimes like black eyed peas.
Out on that band.
You don't like the black eyed peas? That
No.
kind of surprises me.
No.
That's crazy.
If the song Tonight's Gonna Be a Good Night comes on, I'm out.
Oh, I'm out on that version of the black eyed peas, but early black eyed peas slap. My Humps, great song. I remember
thought
listening
that was
to that
Fergie.
in like first grade. No, that's all of them.
Oh, My Humps?
Yeah.
I know that song.
I remember singing that like on the playground in elementary school. Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Okay, 617-779-0985. We could do a lot of that, but let's get back to the football talk. Let's talk about Mac Jones.
Okay.
I always thought he needed to move on. Personally, I'm actually surprised he won the number 2 job in Jacksonville. I thought CJ
What?
Yeah, so here's the deal. I only watched the first Jaguars preseason game.
He, I think, was one of the had like the highest passer rating for the preseason of all quarterbacks.
No, I get that. What I'm saying though is when I watched the first game of Jacksonville's preseason, CJ Beathard ran the offense well, made completions. Mac Jones had the bigger highlight plays, no doubt. Mac Jones' second preseason game was really good, and then he tapped it off with an outstanding third. So who won the battle? Mac Jones, no doubt. But my original concern for Mac Jones is how many first-round quarterbacks in the league are still around and are backups and stay in that role? There's not many.
I mean, even if that were the case, if they could get something for him, that would be fine with me.
That would have been my take, is kept Beathard and try to trade Mac Jones off to some team and do better than the 6th-round pick he gave up.
Although, I don't know. Like, if this team has put a lot of effort into getting this offense together, I don't hate them for holding on to such a competent player, quote unquote. We'll see.
Oh no, I'm proud of Mac. I mean,
me too. I think he's looked really good. But
he has. Oh yeah.
Did you hear the quote from Doug Peterson?
Well, I heard one last week that he has some antics.
Yeah.
Which maybe like might bother some people, but at the same time they kind of mentioning that he's having fun.
I mean, God forbid Trevor gets hurt. I don't hate them hanging on to him. I kind of feel the same way about the Kirk Cousins and RG3 thing. Like, it never hurts to whether you draft 2 quarterbacks or you have 2 quarterbacks on your roster and you let it shake out. Whether they wind up getting something for him next year or trading him during the draft or whatever. I don't hate it just because, God forbid, God forbid something happens to Trevor, you have someone competent to put into that place. Because like we said earlier, there's not a ton of depth at the quarterback position right now across the league. So the fact that you're kind of using, I guess, a 6th round, maybe you could trade him for a 4th or 5th in your pocket as a just in case. I don't hate that.
Well, I'll say this about Jacksonville in general, and this is why I think it's a good spot for Mac Jones. You know, they draft Cam Robinson. He can play, right? Nice little tackle.
Minus the suspension for PEDs last year, yeah.
Okay, and then they drafted Walker Little.
Yep.
So, like, they have 2 second-round
They traded for
tackles.
Ezra Cleveland last year, which I get that he got hurt towards, the end of the year, and he hasn't looked as promising as kind of maybe what his ceiling was when they traded for him. I know what he's capable of, and the offensive line in Jacksonville is also a huge question mark for me. But that's why I'm not mad at them for kind of hanging on to whatever max value is.
But Anton Harris, like, what I'm trying to say is
Anton's looked great.
They've drafted 3 tackles. Now they can only play 2 of them. They have veterans all throughout their line, like Mac Jones behind that line, and even Trevor Lawrence for that matter. With all, they have an Ingram's in there, Luke Farrell's now in there. Like they got some nice pieces, and Brian Thomas could be a star.
He looked really good. Christian Kirk looked good.
And Gabe Davis, they get in free agency.
Yeah, exactly. Gabe Davis looked good. They wound up holding on to Tim Jones today as well, just because I think that they're probably going to use him as a returner or maybe just some sort of depth. But in comparison, not that we need to talk about the Jags, but in comparison,
I'm comparing it to the Patriots.
Yeah.
Look what they do with their young quarterback.
Yeah.
They built around him, right? They want to protect him. They get him weapons. Christian Kirk was a cast-off. And people criticized the money, remember?
Yeah, oh yeah. Oh my God.
And he was a star last year. Gabe Davis
He's been a star the last 2 years.
Gabe Davis, Evan Ingram was given up on in with the Giants.
He looks so. Evan Ingram is the first person I remember in my entire life wanting to be in Jacksonville openly. If that tells you anything's changed, I mean, yeah, but the Patriots had every opportunity to do that with Mac, and I really think that they did him a disservice, and I feel that's what's going to happen to Drake May if you throw him out there to these, first few defenses that you're going to go after.
So, to piggyback on that, Doug Peterson's kind of a stubborn guy, wouldn't you say?
No, I don't think so.
You don't think he's a stubborn coach, offensive coach?
No, I don't think so.
What kind of personality is he then?
I think he's silly. I don't know. I think he's so silly. One of my phone backgrounds is him eating ice cream.
So you think he's like a silly coach?
I think he's a player's coach.
Okay. So he's silly.
Yeah, I think he's silly. I think
if he's silly, what's Gerard Mayo?
I feel like I haven't gotten enough of him yet.
Okay, one's an offensive-minded coach that's won Super Bowls.
Yes, one.
I'm just trying to say, the Jags have built themselves up with a coach that's won a Super Bowl. They get the number 1 overall pick because they were bad. They've got all these linemen. They got these receivers and playmakers. They're a fringe playoff team that should be back there this year. And I just look what they do, and I see what the Patriots do, and I go, these are 2 different organizations. It's like the Pats are an expansion team. Yet the Jags were one just...
It's just a lack of spending that I don't understand. Well, I just don't get it. Why? And also, I get that most people don't care about the Kraft's money. They want them to spend it too. But how it's just there's no pressure to do it. I get that we talk about it from time to time. But where is the serious pressure from everyone to make them spend money? I don't know how you boycott those things. You listeners are probably way smarter than I am. But I know that after watching the Jacksonville Jaguars suck for so long, and I know that the Patriots haven't sucked for so long, but this is a much more passionate fan base. How do you guys not have the pitchforks out? How are you guys not protesting outside of Gillette right now? Because that's the expectation.
Oh, yeah. I agree. Wow. I didn't know you. Well, listen, I do that every night here on the show.
I'm pro pitchfork.
Oh, pro.
I know Skaz will get this. Do you remember when they're setting the Krusty Krab on fire and they're like, we will rip this establishment board by board?
Joe, you got to get up on your SpongeBob knowledge.
SpongeBob. I like SpongeBob. Oh, did you see the wrestling SpongeBobs the other night? SpongeBob went in the ring. Some guy came out of the stands as SpongeBob, and then his purple buddy came in after him.
His purple buddy.
Yeah. I know enough about the show. There's like this guy who's got the guy who owns the bar who has like the magic stuff, and there's always someone trying to steal it.
I have no idea. In SpongeBob?
Yeah.
There's no bar in SpongeBob.
No, there's like a guy
The Krusty Krab?
Weenie Hut General.
Yeah, no, you know
Weenie
the guy,
Hut Juniors.
You know the guy that's always trying to like
Squidward.
Yeah,
Plankton?
yeah.
Plankton?
Yeah, both of those guys. Thank you. I don't know their names. I still call it Pokemon.
No.
I did a card show this week, and someone tried to sell me Pokemon cards, and I kept saying Pokemon.
No.
But listen, I'm 42 and old. Like, I don't know.
Did you know Yu-Gi-Oh?
I think I know what that is.
If you ever get offered a Blue Eyes Ice Dragon card, I'll buy it for nostalgia.
But yes, now I have to learn about these things because the card collectors like them.
Did you play Pokemon Go?
I've never played Pokemon in my life.
Wow.
I remember that. Remember that Snapchat filter that you could find Pokemons.
That's what she's talking about.
Oh,
Pokemon Go. That was like newer though. I didn't get into that, but like as a kid playing Pokemon, like Game Boy Advance or
SP?
whatever. Yeah.
Yep.
Back in the day for sure.
Skaz gets me. I feel seen. Whenever I work with you, I'm beaten.
The youngins.
The youth.
42 just feels like not. I feel like I'm not down. I want to be down.
Can Taylor Swift remix it like, I don't know about you, but I'm feeling 42?
Yeah, maybe a Joe Murray remix.
Oh, I don't think Kendra's heard the songs of the summer.
Did you hear any of Joe's songs of summer?
I did not.
Well, maybe we have to revisit that in the 9 o'clock hour.
Cause I'm 42.
But Joe, are you aware who Chapel Roan is?
Oh, I know. Yeah.
So you're ahead of McCarthy at least.
I tried to cover the song, but it was too good.
Yes, Joe. She
was too good.
He couldn't keep up.
Very good though. I like her.
Do you know the dance?
Well, I no.
I just did it.
But I used to know like the bye buys and Grease Lightning and all that.
Grease Lightning.
Or like teach me how to duck. Everyone knows the Dougie,
Can you
right?
stanky leg?
Yeah, I probably could if I had to. But again, I grew up on like MC Hammer and Vanilla Ice.
I was thinking about this the other day. You know what word I need to make a comeback? Because I need Gen Alpha? I need Gen Alpha to bring the word crunk back.
Oh, crunk juice, yes.
That's a good word.
Oh, crunk was like...
Yeah, I need that to make a comeback.
The thing is, though, is that... It's funny, I was telling you, I was out in the seaport the other night. And there's this guy just like walking down the street like this. And I go, oh, that guy's wicked crunk juice. Because I could tell he's like trying to make it home, but he's like, struggling. And I think he has it in his head, like, should I just call an Uber or like I'm going to make... I knew he was crunk juice.
Burger King has snack wraps.
Oh, can I get him without lettuce? Honey mustard, did you see that?
Do you want tomato?
No T. No L and T.
So you just want chicken?
I want chicken, rice, and cheese.
No, that's not what a snack wrap is.
I want chicken and cheese.
Do you not know what a snack wrap is?
Yeah, it's a little wrap of, yes, I know.
So you just want chicken and tortilla with sauce?
That's what we're going to have to do because I don't do L and T. Like you might get a BLT, right? I'm going to get a B with no L and T.
Just chicken tortilla, the CT.
Yeah, like when I go to Chipotle, right? They look at me funny every time I go in there. I go, I just want a burrito bowl with chicken, rice, and cheese. And they go, that's it? I go, yes. And sometimes I do salsa. Sometimes I do guac.
Do you not like sour cream?
You know what's funny? Some people get big spoons of sour cream and throw it on a taco. I'm a dipper with sour cream. I don't want a load of sour cream.
Can you please cut that? Oh my god. Sorry, bonk.
But people just start piling stuff on. I don't want the loads. I'm a dipper.
Oh my god.
Okay, when you eat salsa, are you a big scooper?
Yes.
We've talked about this before, Skaz. We've had to rescue some soldiers sometimes in there.
What?
Okay. This is about sharing. Our intern Christina, who's no longer with us, we talked about sharing things. Would you share an ice cream with someone?
No. No. Oh my God, no. That's going on my list.
Kendra has. All right, so we asked Kendra
Watching a man eat an ice cream cone.
to come up with Ix. And
Watching a man eat a corn dog.
No, I'm more keen on that than the tongue.
But if all right, this is we're strictly colleagues. That's it. But and Skaz, you too. If I got a half-baked Ben and Jerry's quart and with 3 spoons, you guys wouldn't eat out of it.
No.
Probably not.
Even though we're all got our own spoon.
Hear me out. No. Why wouldn't you just
The own
get
spoon.
a plate
You're not selling. You're not selling me.
You're
You're not selling me with my own spoon.
So you'd rather one scooper to
or just put it on. Yeah.
Okay. I don't know why I'm a sharer. Have you ever had one? Have you ever done that?
If it was
on
like
a
my
date?
partner, I would do it.
Okay. All right.
Just because I'm doing a lot worse. My
say-
mom's not listening tonight, thank God. She's on a plane.
I love your mom.
Me too. She's my queen.
But okay, so if it was the 3 of us eating nachos with salsa and cheese,
Yeah.
You're
talking about double dipping.
I haven't brought up double dipping yet, but you're cool with everyone sharing it.
Yeah.
Know what I do now? I just get a spoon and make my own.
Just put it on your plate.
Yeah, that's what I do now.
That's what I do with butter. That's like what they teach you in etiquette school.
Not a lot of etiquette over here.
I wouldn't have guessed that.
Want to talk to Tim in Nashua?
Yeah. Tim
in Nashua. You're on with Kendra.
Joey, that game the other night, I try to erase it from my mind, but the lining up in the backfield, I mean, that's kid stuff. I want to ask you and Kendra, how do they solve this? Do they just bring in extra help? I mean, how are they going to create a line within the next, 5 days?
I have no clue what they're going to do in the next 5 days, Tim, to be honest with you. Today, the spin is that after watching the tape, the line didn't look that bad. And I like the guys who tweeted that, so I'm not going to call them out by name. But I think they're wrong. But anyways, back to sharing.
I think they fix it by one thing and one thing only. Spend some motherfucking dollars.
I got my heart. My heart just wanted to. Last night, actually, you'll appreciate this story. Yes, I've been saying that since they have $50 million in cap space, is there a team that has this albatross at tackle that they would like to move on from and maybe get like a 3rd-round pick? Yeah. And then just the Pats just take it on because they need it? Just because it's a body? But last night, a woman named Kendra from Medford called in last night.
From where?
Medford.
Okay.
And I went, all right, Kendra, you're on the air. And I literally thought it was you. Nope. It was another woman named Kendra from Medford.
Wow.
And she called in because her boyfriend did not want to call in. And all they did was ask about food spots. So I gave him the food spots, and then after a while I'm like, well, why didn't the boyfriend want to call in? So then the boyfriend called in, but every time I talked to the boyfriend, Kendra was talking in the background. The final thing that happened was he goes, yeah, I'm with the old ball and chain. I go, well, if you're not married, dude, is she like an old ball? I would have
punched him in the throat.
Is she an old ball and chain? And she goes, yeah, we keep talking bleep to him because he was. And it was loud as could be, clear as day over the air, but it was so funny. And but they called in last night.
I do know that there is another Kendra Middleton in this city because my place where I sauna and cold plunge has another Kendra Middleton in their system, and it is not me.
Really?
Yeah. Yep. There is another Kendra Middleton in this town. This town ain't big enough for the 2 of us.
There's a lot of Joe Murrays out there, let me tell you. Then you have to differentiate. Like
I do have, I don't know if you want to do this now or you want to tease it again, but I do have 2 names.
Oh, yeah. That was a bad
It's the long
tease.
con.
What do you think, Skaz? Should we tease it?
Why not a tease?
Kendra has names.
Just 2.
People have Pokemon takes.
Ooh.
And I like to share. Ice cream. But for some reason, everyone thinks that's weird.
That is weird.
Which
Unless it's your partner.
Don't understand. All right. Well, we'll hit the headlines here. I'm Joe Murray, and Kendra has names. Next.
Sports Hub headlines.
All right. Cut down day in the NFL. It's come and gone. Patriots now down to 53 players. And I can't find my...
pregame. They've been getting wholesale deals for years.
It's Joe Murray on the Sports Zone.
Oh, back here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. This is our girl. I like the other song. I think it's Running. No, what's the other song she does?
There's a lot of songs she does. Feminine Phenomenon.
That might be it.
That one.
Yeah, I don't know why I said run, but we have 142 people watching right now on YouTube. So Kendra has brought the audience, everyone. And I see Ryan in there, Tom G, Riz. If you can share a bone. Oh, Riz. Ice cream take. There are a few restaurants that take soft serve ice cream anymore, punch bowl size. Are you a soft serve, gelato, regular ice cream? What's your take?
I'm really I'm not boring in a lot of things, but I'm a traditional vanilla, and vanilla is my favorite ice cream ever.
Me too. I like a cookie dough. Like it's vanilla, but it's like it's got something like I like love chocolate sprinkles.
Cookie dough
Give me all
makes
those.
me gag.
Oh, really?
It's too sweet.
Okay, so just a pure vanilla then.
Just vanilla. Sometimes if I'm feeling really, really insane, chocolate sauce.
Okay. So since you're like not from here, but you've been living here, what's a go-to ice cream spot for you?
I feel like everybody has to say JP Licks.
See, I grew up on JP Licks. Like literally, the original was in Jamaica Plain. Like, I've been there a million times. A little pricey. Not gonna lie to you.
I also love a beach ice cream. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah.
I don't know. Do you guys have a term for that?
Well, there's beach pizza. I don't know about the ice cream.
I don't know what beach pizza is.
What?
What is beach pizza? Is it a thing?
Type in. Well, it's called Triple E, but it's spelled triple. You've done all that.
Is that like the style? Is that like the style?
Yeah, it's just a square thin style. That's all.
Okay.
Or Bianchi's up in Revere.
Wow.
Wow. I'd let that one slip real bad. Okay, I was just curious where because there's a Cold Stone near you.
I do love Cold Stone, but once again, I think in my older years, I'm enjoying really sweet things less and less.
I grew up on Ron's. If anybody's ever been to Ron's, beautiful, beautiful soft serve, great vanilla. Oh, a great vanilla. And there's a place locally here down the street called Pizzy Farms. Oh. Just had a whoopie pie from them.
Oh.
I could show you. Oh, so no, on the show now, it's no longer LOL. It's MOL.
Okay.
Moan. I moan.
Oh. Okay.
So, Kendra, you have names.
I have two names.
Two names that the Patriots could acquire that they could take right now and add to their roster.
I think you need some veteran presence at tackle, and I get the end of this guy's career has been less than stellar, but I think the Bengals and the Dallas Cowboys are two names to have on a resume that, fine. I think La'el Collins, who was cut today, is a decent option at tackle if you want like a veteran option. And then if you want to go with someone younger, I think at center, Alec Lindstrom might also be. You just, like I said, do I think that these are going to make the Patriots any better? Is this offensive line going to get any better? No, but at this point, I think you need to sacrifice a roster spot or two just to have bodies that have played football there.
I agree. I don't care if they got cut. Like La'el Collins, I know he's older. He's probably on the back nine.
Yep,
but
1,000%.
But can he play tackle? Yep. Is he old? Yep. Is he because he lost a lot of his prime? Absolutely. But can he go out there tomorrow and line up on sides?
Yep.
So I agree. And plus, they only have to do it they only got to work it out for a couple of weeks, right? Because if it doesn't work out, you cut his ass, you bring somebody else in.
Yep.
I got one name. He was just cut. He actually lost out to J.C. Latham. So that's not really helping my case here, but the Titans released Garon Christian today. The only reason I mention him is because he played for who? 9 starts for Cleveland with Scott Peters and Alex Van Pelt.
There you go. Yeah, I saw that happened, but
again, this guy just got beat out by Latham, who was out of the league a year ago, a former Alabama guy.
you just need bodies.
And then Nicholas Petit-Frere.
Wow. What a throwback. That tickled the back of my brain.
I did a podcast with Lifshats today for 2 hours on college football.
How was that?
Week 1. I don't know. How's it going on the weekends?
It's great. You know what? Me and Dan cannot be more opposite human beings.
I know.
At all.
Do you know that I'll admit this. I sometimes get FOMO not doing the show because you wake up on Saturday. Like when you do the show, you're like, you do the show, you give out your picks, and then you're ready. Mm-hmm. Right? You're like,
yeah.
where are we watching the game, right?
Yeah.
I missed that.
I will say the only 2 things that Dan Lifshats and I have in common, he is an astrology guy. Fun fact about Daniel. And don't tell him I said that, even though I just realized that I said
like astrology, or like signs.
He's into like
I'm a Pisces.
What is the Chinese astrology? I think, or whatever, something like that.
Okay.
Or whatever your sign is, like the year of the rat or whatever.
Yeah.
He's into that stuff.
Chinese New Year stuff.
And that since I gotta say, good for Lifshats, he has lost a lot of weight, and now that he is on his health journey, we have a lot of.
You guys like working out in the gym together and sharing recipes? No, just
our ideas of healthy food and stuff have become a lot more similar.
Maybe you guys should come out with the bankroll brunch.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's like all I eat right now is like ground beef and honey and eggs, and I feel like Dan is on that grind.
Dan wears
when I'm not
glasses.
filming at a restaurant.
Yes, I actually want to ask you about that.
Yes.
Have you noticed Dan's new readers?
Yes. When Dan walks in here on Saturday morning, he's got a hat, a t-shirt, a pair of basketball shorts,
and
flip-flops, and the
ones?
Dogs are barking, but the yellow glasses are on.
Yep. It looks like Elton John.
But basically, if they both punched me in the face at the same time, I couldn't tell you who was who.
Matt is in Rhode Island. Hi, Matt.
Hey, Joe. How you doing? First time, long time.
Say hi to
Just want to say I love your show.
Thank you.
I love your show, Joe.
Thank you.
I really do. I look forward to it every night. But I have a question about a meatball sub, okay? You mentioned it about a year ago. You told me the best meatball sub you can get is in Worcester at a farm, and they only do it in the summertime. Joe, what is that place? I'm a meatball sub connoisseur, and I need to know the name of that farm.
I don't know if it was a farm.
It was some spot, you talked about it up in Worcester, and you said you could only get them in the summer. It must have been a year ago.
It's down the Cape. It's called Banderas. It's down the Cape.
Bandera.
In Dennisport. They close Labor Day weekend, so you better get down there soon. Best meatballs I've had. Her name's Dolly, who makes the meatballs herself. It's called Banderas.
Can I give you a recommendation real quick?
Sure.
All right. If you're ever in Milford, Massachusetts, Oliva's Market and Catering.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So Monday through Friday, they only do their meatball subs. Monday through Friday, 10:30 to 2:30.
Mm-hmm.
If you're ever in Milford, check them out. Oliva's Market and Catering.
All right. Well, check out Rail Trail if you're in Milford as well.
I know Rail Trail. Don't worry about that.
All right, buddy. Thank you. You a meatball sub person?
I haven't had a meatball sub and I could not even tell you the last time I had a meatball sub. It was probably offered to me for free somewhere.
Okay. Well, you know what we do next?
I do.
In or out? We'll do that next here on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
What's it gonna be, McFly? Are you in or out?
More Joe Murray coming up.
One you need for a dirty deed. I'm the best. Success is guaranteed.
It's a little chaos at night, though.
It's Cuban Las Vegas. I can handle it for 3 days. Same way with regular
I'm
Vegas.
a 3. I believe it or not, I really like the whole I like the stretch that goes right to Fort Lauderdale, like Hollywood. I like all those towns.
I'm going to get the fattest Cuban sandwich you have ever had in your life.
There's a place I like called Versailles. It's in Little Havana.
I love Little Havana.
And his name is Yasiel. He works there. And, Cuban sandwich. Oh,
so good.
first moment of the night.
That's one of the first things I do when I go home. It's either that or a pub sub.
What's on the pub sub?
You can make it how you want, but the chicken tender one's the best one because their chicken tenders are peppered.
They make peppered chicken tenders in a like a Wonder Bread or like a
you
sub
get to
roll.
Choose.
See, I kind of like the Wonder Bread wrap because it's wrapped up like that. Sub roll though is a little bit more compact.
I like the texture of a sub roll because I want to feel like I'm working for it a little bit.
I like a braided roll in that case. It's just this big roll. Braided.
That was great analysis.
It's like John Madden. All right, guys, what else we have?
All right, so something that I keep seeing whenever we get a new movie release is themed popcorn buckets. I believe we've gotten these for Barbie, Deadpool and Wolverine got one, Alien got one.
How do we forget
Dune,
this?
yes, I think you're right. Dune was the one that started it.
I saw Taylor Swift in the theater, and I got a Taylor Swift bucket.
So, are you guys in or out on themed popcorn buckets?
In. And the reason why I know where this was going, there's a new Batman coming up. Or is there a new Batman?
I believe so. I think that is what started it.
Whether there's a Batman coming out or not, I'm in on the Batman. You know what else I got? I got the R2-D2 popcorn can when I went to see Star Wars, and I'm not really a Star Wars guy. But I got it. So I'm in.
I'm in because it makes me giggle that it's peak consumerism. It doesn't really hurt anybody, and I am pro-meme like the Dune popcorn buckets. If I could live that day on the internet again, just over
Great day on the
something that
internet.
doesn't even affect me in the slightest, in. Great internet day. We've had some all-time internet days this year.
It's been for maybe the for bad reasons, maybe for the lack of development at times. But yes, Twitter is a great place to be.
There's been a few nights where we don't do politics on this show, but this was the escape.
What a year!
Yeah, it ain't over yet.
No, I think it's just beginning.
We don't do politics, but I'm telling you, get your popcorn ready.
Your popcorn bucket.
Get your popcorn bucket ready.
Specifically the Dune one.
All right, so big news of the day. I heard one Michael Felger talking about this earlier today. That is the Oasis reunion. I believe we've mentioned it before in or Out, but in or Out on the reunion of Oasis.
Doesn't get me out of my chair.
I couldn't give a crap less. I know Wonderwall, and that's it. Am I going to spend whatever the ticket price is to go hear Wonderwall and leave? No.
So that brings us to our next in or Out. Now there are rumors circulating that other bands are potentially getting back together.
Who?
Apparently, the members of Linkin Park have all started following each other on social media once again.
How can they get back together?
They don't have the lead singer. I did like the Jay-Z album they did.
In 1999, what happened was Linkin Park in the studio put together a bunch of guys. They weren't friends. They never played music together before. They put them together, and they made a great album. For real, the first Linkin Park album in 1999.
I'm looking up their songs.
At that time, there was a big shift in music, right? The rock rap was almost kind of a thing. And so, when you get the, one thing, I don't know why, it doesn't even matter how hard
that is their only good song.
But then, then you got crying in my beat. It's like you got.
There's two.
I put my trust in you. It's almost like a emo, screamo, rappo kind of thing.
Rappo.
So when they first came out, they were an alternative to Limp Bizkit, and they were good. But who are they going to get? Now, there was a rumor that Sum 41 singer was going to be the singer. Out. Although I like Sum 41. I saw them live. They were fantastic. I don't know. Wasn't Chester a part of Stone Temple Pilots before he passed? I can't keep up anymore. My priorities are in other places.
I don't know about you, but I'm feeling 42.
All right, while we're on music, one LL Cool J announced that he would be releasing new music for the first time in 11 years. Are you in or out on new LL Cool J?
I'm so out because I went and saw 50 Cent at the Grand like a year ago, and I left 2 songs in because I did not want to remember that man that way. And if that happens to LL Cool J, we're going to have some problems.
You don't want to hear Mama Said Knock You Out at 55, 60 years old?
I can't go through that. I cannot.
Can I tell you that Doing It Well is a fantastic duet that was not mentioned recently.
Oh, that's true. The Midday did do duets recently.
Doing It Well is a fantastic duet. You never done that one at karaoke before?
I have 1 song for karaoke and 1 song only. It's Baby Got Back.
Oh, well, yeah. Didn't we do that the other night?
Only one I will do.
We what was the... Okay, so Sir Mix-a-Lot's birthday. What was it? Has Sir Mix-a-Lot seen more butts than... There was some... We did a comparison. Who's did more or what? What was it?
Yeah.
I bet you somebody in the chat will
I'm not going to be able to remember it. Yeah.
But it was like, has Sir Mix-a-Lot seen more butts than whatever? I don't know why. But no, that
Johnny Sins is probably the only person that I would give a nod to over him.
Bonk. That's a bonk.
That's a bonk.
I was thinking about it, and he's literally the only person I could think of. He's the best doctor, dentist, astronaut ever.
Firefighter.
Yes.
Police officer.
He's a legend. Just because I can think of someone that is well known by probably 99.9% of the people listening to this. Don't bonk me for that. I genuinely was trying to think, and he is my answer. Skaz, do not shame me.
That's a good answer. It's a good answer.
Boo, Skaz.
I like the song Hey Lover by LL Cool J as well. That was a very good song, if you remember that. With Boys to Men. Does this make me 42?
I think so. Yeah, that makes you 42.
Yeah. He was also in, what else was that movie? Any Given Sunday? He was a running back with Steamin' Willie Beeman. No? You never saw that movie either?
Do you think
It's a football movie.
I don't care. I did get McCarthy on movies last week.
It was in
though.
Florida, too. They were called the Florida Sharks.
McCarthy had never seen my favorite movie. Accepted.
He's never seen it?
Great
No.
movie.
It's my favorite movie ever. That and Benchwarmers and Napoleon Dynamite. Those are my top 3. If that shows you the piece of garbage of a human being that I am and why my sense of humor is so stupid.
Okay. Any other in or outs?
Yeah, why not? Sham Charania was announced today that he will be appearing in the new NBA 2K video game. Are we in or out on Shams being added to the video game?
Ladies first.
In. I mean, I think it would be hilarious if Schefter was in Madden. So, I can't feel that way and not be in on Shams. Why not?
What about
as long as it's not Woj.
I was going to say, what about Woj?
As long as it's not Woj. Anybody but Woj.
Did you see all of them went out together to a Bruce Springsteen concert the other night?
Yes.
In or out on that?
Why is it always Bruce? Why is it always Bruce with the sports media people?
I'm a middle-aged white man, and I don't understand it.
That's a t-shirt.
Because I'm 42. No, for real. What's up with everybody? Why? What's up? Bruce? Why? What is it? What did he do? Did he get people at a young age? What happened? And the other thing is, right? Again, I was born in 1982, guys. So, when The Boss was out.
I don't know about you. 1982.
When The Boss came out, he just wore a white shirt and put his hat brim in his pocket and would be like, I'm saying I'm a do-do-do-do-do-do. Like that. He was a Bob Dylan wannabe.
Okay.
He looks like Bob Dylan. He looks like Bob Dylan.
So Shams.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome to the Joe Show.
Fine.
I had one that I sent over that I'm curious. I told him during the break. Are you in or out on LeBron saying that Bronny Jr. cannot call him dad at work?
Yeah, I'm in on that. I don't think anyone wants to hear that.
Dad,
I'm open.
Dad.
But what's he gonna call him? LeBron? Then what do you Braun? Because then it's Braun and Bronny.
No, we'll call him King.
I feel like King is worse than Dad.
LeBron said he could call him GOAT if he wants to.
No.
No, is that true?
Maybe I got
What does
caught.
Felker make his kids call him? Commander?
Because of that show.
His dog's name is Commander, I think.
No, I think it's from the show.
No, but I've met Felger's. Well, one of his dogs.
Yeah.
I believe he has a dog named Commander. I could be wrong, but I think Commander was in studio one day.
I do remember that. I wish he would bring the dog one of the days that I'm here.
I got something for you.
In or out. Take your dog to work day.
Yes. Any pet. Preferably a reptile. Wait, my shrimp that are coming in. Can I bring all 40 of my shrimp to work?
Joe, do you know about Kendra's shrimp? Maybe this is for after headlines.
I love shrimp.
Well, so does Kendra, but maybe in a different way.
Oh, no.
Well, not like Joe.
Pause.
Do you dip it in the beautiful horseradish?
I ordered
dip?
40 pet shrimp.
Pets?
Yep.
Let's do it on the other side.
Anything else? That's it for In or Out?
That's going to wrap up this edition of In or Out. To shrimp talk we go.
I'm in on I'm a middle-aged white man t-shirt. Headline. Oh, no. Are we doing headlines? Headlines right now here at the Sports Hub.
From the Town Fair Tire Studios, the Patriots.
Into the end zone. Touchdown for the Patriots.
WBC FM and HD Boston 98.5, the Sports Hub, a Beasley Media Group station. Sports Hub headlines.
All right, Patriots had their cuts today. Some of the big names on the list. Kevin Harris was one of them. The other is Calvin Anderson. Bailey Zappe and Joey Sly beat out Chad Ryland for the kicker position. Red Sox in action right now against the Blue Jays. They're up 6-2. Jarren Duran with a home run in this one. Hamilton with an RBI double. And Wilyer Abreu also with an RBI. 6-1 right now. Cooper Criswell got things started. He went 3 1/3. And it's the top of the 8th inning. Headlines. They are brought to you by Safety Insurance, providing comprehensive coverage for your auto, home, and business. Ask your independent agent about safety. I'm Joe Murray. Next update soon.
Boston's best sports talk. There's an app for that. Download the Sports Hub app for loads of stuff. Absolutely free. Connect with the shows, get podcasts, and more. Get it where you get your apps. Or at 985sportshub.com.
All right, back here 98.5 The Sports Hub. So yesterday was National Dog Day. Did you know that?
I did, only because the Jaguars asked people to tweet pictures of their dogs in jag gear.
So tell me about Jackson. How did he enjoy his National Dog Day?
I don't even think he knew. I am going to take him for a TREAT when my mom's here because she loves all the pumpkin spice coffees and stuff. So I'm going to take him to get a pup cup. Yeah.
What do you think he's doing right now?
Honestly, probably either in my bed, taking a nap, or watching TV. He loves to watch TV.
So do you don't put the radio on for him or anything like that?
I do. I put...
Is it right now on?
We're not on, but the TV's on. Whenever I leave, I put NBC Sports Boston on for him. Because, yeah.
He must watch a lot of poker.
He watches a lot of whatever is on during the day, because that's usually when I'm not there. I'm an old lady. I'm in bed at night.
Okay. National Dog Day yesterday, everybody. The tweets are coming. Pokemon Joe. No, it's Pokemon. I know. What else do we have here? Vincent's in Worcester has a great chicken palm. Kenny Middleton, what are your thoughts on the potential of UConn getting an invite to the Big 12?
I wouldn't be moved. I'm sick of all the changes of everything, to be honest. And if I'm a student athlete, I'm livid.
I couldn't even keep up. So Colorado is in the Big 12.
Yeah, I actually am going to have to make flashcards.
In the Big 10, Oregon is in there. And then Stanford is in the ACC somehow.
I hate, and I don't hate a lot of things. Hate that Texas is in the SEC.
Oh, yeah.
There is nothing southeast about the state of Texas. I hate it. I hate Texas, except for a few parts of it.
Okay.
Mostly because I have driven across that entire state probably 4 or 5 times, and that is not fun. I do love cows, though.
Quinn Ewers.
Yeah.
I wanted to do a little college football with you. Is that
Okay.
cool?
Yeah, we can do college football.
All right.
Joe, the people shrimp talk.
Oh my God. Well, should we go to break?
Sure, why not?
We're teasing the shrimp twice.
All right.
Tease.
Okay, listen to me.
Shrimp tease.
Just before we go to break, I get shrimp. I eat shrimp. So
Have you ever deveined a shrimp?
No.
Oh man.
But I will tell you this. The best shrimp I ever had was on Sanibel Island. These must have been like the Jameis Winston type, like the ones that he would steal. You know, like
He stole lobsters, I think.
Well, crab legs, but still,
Crab legs, yeah.
These things must have been crab legs.
I have been shrimping many times, and I've also been attacked by a shrimp. But here we are. The food chain's crazy.
I'm interested in. I almost said I'm interested in Kendra Middleton's shrimp. So I guess we'll talk about that coming up next here on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Don't go anywhere. There's more Joe Murray.
All right, back here at 98.5, the Sports Hub. As I mentioned, the only time I ever really thought about shrimp in my life was when I get it. I sometimes like it frozen, and I like to leave it out. I like to buy the bags of it as well, frozen. And then I like to go to the deli and buy the ones that they have there.
I can't believe you've never deveined a shrimp.
Well, I mean, like, I've had to take turds off it before, if that's what you mean by devein.
That's what it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I've done that. But the only other time I've ever dealt with shrimp is Forrest Gump, the movie. So you have a dog.
Yes.
Do you have any other animals?
No. I would own a raccoon if the state of Massachusetts would let me.
Oh, did you? Oh, I got the video I can send to you, but this raccoon ate a huge box of weed brownies.
Hell yeah.
And the thing was out cold.
Hell yeah.
I'll send that to you because I know you guys like raccoons.
Love raccoons.
But anyways, so I thought you were going to cook the shrimp.
No. On your show the other night with McCarthy, live purchased 40 pet shrimp. And that's going to take them 2 weeks to get here, but I am now a shrimp mom. Yep.
How do they live? Like, what do you do?
So that's the thing. They aren't picky eaters. You can basically feed them fish food. But the thing that makes them good pets is that they clean their own tank. So they're like self-sufficient. All you got to do is drop a couple flakes in and then live your life.
So I'm reading here, there is a beginner's guide to keeping shrimp.
Yep.
Shrimp are friends, not food.
Shrimp? I can't say that. I grew up shrimping. I almost said shrimping, but I feel like people out here would not enjoy that. But I can throw a mean cast net. But basically you just like put cat food down where you want to throw your cast net. You wait like an hour, and then you throw your cast net over where you put the cat food.
So is it like a planetarium? Like how?
Yeah, kind of. I'm going to have a snail and some...
Or is it a planted aquarium?
They're freshwater.
Okay.
So, I mean, I'm going to have a couple plants, a snail, and they're like this big.
How are you going to be able to name them?
I'm going to name one of them and then call the rest of them something. Yeah. Whatever one stands out the most, that one's going to be Grits. And then the rest of them are just going to have one name. That's my shrimp army.
What do you eat shrimp with most often?
Grits.
Okay. I think I eat it with rice. I have shrimp tacos. I have shrimp with my pasta sometimes. I have shrimp.
Maybe I'll have the other one. I told Skaz I might name one of them tempura.
Like tempura?
Yeah.
Shrimp tempura?
Yeah.
Okay.
But grits and tempura, and then the rest of them are going to share a name. Maybe like Bob.
Skaz, anything else you eat with shrimp with? Am I missing anything?
Fried rice.
Said that.
Fried rice. Yeah, that's the big one, I think.
Yeah.
I just plain, just shrimp.
Shrimp cocktail. So good.
I love just garlic and shrimp and butter.
Butter.
Just that.
Well, yeah, now I have 40
So you're
shrimp.
going to have 40 shrimp on the way. Wow, I've never thought about shrimping as a pet.
Yeah. They're not big. They're tiny.
Okay.
But yeah, they're going to go in my living room. And Jackson's going to be a big brother to 40.
Okay. I have something I wanted to bring up to you because I do want to get into some icks, and I did mention some college football for you as well. Bill Belichick has a lot of jobs now.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to be doing the Jim Gray interview now, too. So he's got Pat McAfee. He's got that.
I was going to say him and Pat McAfee have to kiss every week.
He's got the underdog thing going.
So crazy. Imagine telling yourself that Bill Belichick would be doing things with underdog fantasy and Pat McAfee this time last year.
Because he's 72, or is he?
I don't know about you. I'm feeling 72.
So,
I don't know about you. My girlfriend's 22.
Oh, man.
There it is. That might be a hit.
So, Skaz, do you have anything to add, or should we bring up what we discussed last night about Bill Belichick's next job?
Well, I was going to say, who do you think will be better in their next endeavor? Do you think it'll be Tom Brady in the booth, or do you think it'll be Bill Belichick, the analyst?
I think Brady, because I don't think he could be bad at anything. And if you can do infomercials well, I feel like you can do that role well.
Yeah, I think it's Brady as well because I think I don't want to say it's an easy job, but I think it's an easier job because he knows exactly what two teams are going to be in front of him. He's going to do his homework. He knows all the players, and he's solely focused on that. Where Bill, I think it's going to be more of like around the league, talk about like how franchises operate and stuff like that. So I just think Brady has the easier of the two jobs.
I think Bill looks at things too granular, where like Tom will be like, yeah, so we get in a position like this. You need to have this side tight, and you got to know the man's here, and like it's like Brady just knows how to get it done. You know what I mean?
Belichick doesn't even know how to save a last name in his phone, and you think he knows how to download the Underdog Fantasy app? No.
I said that to Jared when I saw him in Milliken. I'm like, hey, you guys, new co-host, your new colleague.
No.
All right. So this is the question. I'm not even going to approach this as an in or out. But I think Bill Belichick should do the Golden Bachelor.
Oh, his girlfriend's already 22. He doesn't need to find another hot 22-year-old.
We know those relationships are built to last.
Kendra, just go with it.
Okay.
Imagine
Yeah, I totally
on
agree.
the next Golden Bachelor.
We could get 24-year-old contestants.
Oh, wait. On the Golden Bachelor, weren't the contestants their age, though?
They were older. I
Forget
believe,
about
yes.
Golden Bachelor, The Bachelor. Bill Belichick on The Bachelor TV
He would just
show.
be snorting in the mic the same way he does in press conferences.
Yeah, but last night, Rosa Red, Violets of Blue. I love you like the cover too. That's what That's what Skaz had last night. But I would love to know. Like I said it and people got on me, but I think Bill Belichick would be cute.
Do you think that he'd wear cutoff sweatshirts to every date?
No.
Would they show up in cutoff sweatshirts?
Hell, I would.
And I said at the end of the night, instead of like turning in their rows, you have to hand in your playbook.
Yeah.
Oh,
or if he
yes.
doesn't like something, he takes the flag out of his sock.
Yeah, and he just like spikes it on the ground and like, oh my God, yeah.
But like, you'd watch every week, right?
Yeah.
It'd be must watch.
Could they do, you know how they do the like singular interviews of all the people? They should put him behind a podium.
Well, she works hard. She's a hard worker. Like he would, how he like always talked about a crap team, but like would highlight the punter. You know what I mean? Like,
or like that one Christmas interview he had where someone asked him what his favorite Christmas song was and he actually started smiling. That's how you know he'd like the one girl, is because he would just like smile when he did about the Christmas music.
So anyways, I wanted to get your opinion on that because I thought that was, I feel like that is like, I don't know. Could I start that? Like, is that something hey, Bill, want another job?
Just start the hashtag Belichick for Bachelor.
I still think him and Linda. I don't know what it was. I feel like she was good for him. I feel like she dressed him well,
I just liked, what was it, a Christmas card shoot they did with the dog?
Yeah, Nike.
I like that one.
I just feel like their story's not done yet.
Wow. Joe Murray, look at you.
Hopeless romantic.
Yeah.
I don't think their story's done yet.
Wow.
Linda Holiday, I thought was excellent.
I love the conspiracy. Maybe Belichick is in on the long con, and he's like, you know what? I'm going to break up with Linda. I'm going to get some headlines, date a 22-year-old, and then I'm going to go back to Linda. We'll make so much money off of this love story. They'll write books about it. They'll do a Netflix documentary series to rival the Brady one, and then I can really retire. I don't have to take a job. This is the long con. This is the long con.
You're good. All right, 617-779-0985. Kendra Middleton's here. We're going to talk to her about some college football. It's a big weekend, everybody. Oh, and we have to do our Celtics reminder.
And the ick list.
My God, we don't have enough time. We'll do it all coming up next here on the Sports Hub.
Sports Hub headlines.
All right, Red Sox lead 6-2 right now. Top of the ninth inning. Looking to close it out. Jared Duran with a home run. Tristan Casas, Wilyer Abreu. They've all had RBIs as well. The Patriots had cutdown day. Can't talk.
And you should too. Go to BurgessPest.com.
Around here, we call them the Joe Murray Pre-Party. It's Felger and Maz afternoons. Right now, Joe Murray on the Sports Hub.
And now he's thinking about me every night. Oh, is that sweet? I guess so. So you can't sleep? Baby, I know that's that me espresso. Move it up, down, left, right, oh. Switch it up like Nintendo. So you can't sleep? Baby, I know that's that me espresso. I can't relate to desperation. My gives a F are on vacation. And I got this one boy, and he won't stop calling when they act this way. I know I got him. Too bad your ex don't do it for you. Walked in, a dream came true did for you. Soft skin, and I perfumed it for you. I know I Mountain Dew it for you. That morning coffee brewed it for you. One touch, and I brand new it for you. And now he's thinking about me every night. Oh, is that sweet? I guess so. So you can't sleep, baby, I know that's that me espresso. Move it up, down, left, right, oh, switch it up like Nintendo. So you can't sleep, baby, I know that's that me espresso.
Yeah. That's the espresso right there.
You want to know something terrible about me? If that were on Spotify, it would be probably my number 3 most played song this year.
You don't want to hear the other ones.
No, here's the thing. While I do believe that I am someone who has good taste in music, the last few years, my top played songs have been Mo Bamba, Baby Shark, the Home Depot beat, and one thing that I'm not going to say on the air. But I'm going to tell Skaz.
I don't know if I would have been able to guess that one.
Anytime there was a minor inconvenience, that is what I would play out loud to my roommates.
I've wanted to play that numerous times on the air, but it doesn't. Sometimes you're towing a line there.
Yeah.
I was just telling Kendra we're line steppers a lot at night.
I wouldn't call us habitual line steppers.
Not habitual,
but
though.
you know,
not habitual.
My pinky toe is consistently over that line. I'll tell you that for free.
I did have a slip up, Joe. You missed it on Friday night.
Oh, really?
Yes, I was discussing a Pinocchio movie that was entering the Winnie the Pooh universe. And
that was awesome.
I honestly didn't even really register what I had said, but seeing Kendra and McCarthy's instant reaction, I realized very quickly what I had done.
I need to know.
You should tell him just so I can see his reaction.
Yep, that one got by me.
Yeah.
Just read it right off the article. Didn't even think about it. Didn't think anything of it.
Man.
Yeah, so the Winnie the Pooh universe is what we'll call it from now on.
Oh my God, I'm literally crying.
Minor slip up.
It's great when you do it, though. When I do it,
did
it comes
you
back
jump
to
it?
haunt me.
I did, just out of an abundance of precaution.
Oh, man.
All right. Well,
I'm having chest pain.
I'd like to do some icks, but let's just knock this out real quick.
Okay.
Oh, man. See, I don't know. Like, it's great being on the air and everything like that. But, like, this whole streaming life that we have, it's just let loose, right? Like, is it harder to do the show clean, or would it be easier to just let loose?
I think that it's harder to do it clean, but it makes you work harder and be better at it, because it's when I can't think of a word, I can't just drop an F-bomb, because it is the most universal word anywhere. It fits anywhere in any sentence at any time. And it makes me a more cognizant broadcaster, I feel, because I have to sit here and actively not let my sailor mouth take over my life.
Ask Lifshats. On a Saturday morning before the draft, I went to a Bill Burr comedy show at Fenway. And he goes, you're from Boston if you do this. And he goes, Billy was there in Skaz, and bleeping Kendra.
Yep.
And
but with the G's.
Yes. And so I go, well, the draft class that has, Anthony Richardson and Blanken. And I went, no, dump. It was 7:08 a.m. in the morning. 7:08. And it got me. I only done it. Maybe there's a couple in there, Skaz, that some are like, you might have said it, but you got off on
Maz the other day was good.
Oh, yeah. Only the C, not the K. Anyways, this is what I wanted to throw at you. Week 0 is in the books.
Yep.
So we got college football this week. Let's just start with a couple of games. Any interest in Miami versus Florida, considering your roots?
Yeah, I feel they don't play each other all the time, so whenever it happens, it's fun. It's not as fun as, the Urban Meyer, Tim Tebow days when they were both, pretty gritty teams. But, yeah, always any kind, there's a few games that I'll watch. I'll obviously watch this game. I'll watch a Florida State game, and I'll also watch, I'll watch the War on I-4.
Oh, you and Iron, obviously you went to Auburn, so.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. Duh.
Was Kick
if you're not
Six
watching, no, I'm way too.
I was at our old studio, well, the one in Brighton actually, and I started freaking out when the Kick Six happened. Nobody cared at all. I go, my God,
because nobody here cares about college football.
That's what happened to me, and everyone was looking at me. Why are you so crazy about this? I go, I've never seen a Kick Six in my life to end a game. It was unbelievable. Anyways, Miami's got Cam Ward. Obviously, Graham Mertz at Florida. It's in the swamp.
I am worried. I'm not high. Me and Dan had this argument about Graham Mertz last week. He thinks that Graham Mertz is going to be fine. I don't think he was great at Wisconsin, and
well, he was good as a freshman, but ever since then he's been junk.
Yeah, he wasn't good last year either.
No, he was not. In a weird way, Miami should win this game, but Billy Napier's job's on the line.
Oh yeah.
They need this one.
I think Florida's going to be bad.
I feel a high scoring game.
What's the total?
54.
Oh. Wow, that's low for a college. Yeah.
Notre Dame, Texas A&M. Texas A&M's at home, 12-man, new coach. Notre Dame's got Riley Leonard. They've turned around their program.
I forgot he transferred there. Oh, my Lanta.
His first game, though, is on the road. They're 3-point underdogs, Notre Dame, right now. My only thing is this. Texas A&M, I know they have a new coach, and it's all new.
I'm going to hammer Notre Dame.
So I'd be a little careful on this one.
I don't know. I've been such a Riley Leonard apologist.
Oh, no, I feel that he's probably one of the better, RPO can run and throw type quarterbacks.
Yeah.
I'm just a little nervous if Notre Dame wins this game and they run the table, they could be one of the top teams in the playoff. And that doesn't do them well, but maybe the playoff does them well.
because I think that they do need someone who, one, can run the RPO, but I think he's a little bit of more of a like game manager in comparison to Sam Hartman. I think that could be a great shout.
Notre Dame, I think, is the better team here. But can they go on the road in the hostile atmosphere that a Texas A&M team that, and by the way, they lost their running back. It's a tough game, but I hear you. They're 3-point dogs. And they must be 3-point dogs for a reason, right? Like, they set the line as Notre Dame. They want you to chase that number. That's the only thing I'm nervous about. I feel the same way. I like Notre Dame, too. I just don't want to chase. I don't want to. The 3 just scares me. That's all.
Well, here's the thing. The fact that was I a Jimbo Fisher stan? No. But the fact that he's gone and they're like new head coach.
Yeah, it's just better that he's gone. I believe Mike Elko is coming in now.
Yeah,
so.
he is there. I don't know. I feel like one of the positives for Texas A&M is that they haven't really gone through the gauntlet of an SEC schedule yet. This is their first game. But I don't know. I really lean Notre Dame here. If you're giving me points,
give me a 3. I know.
Yeah, with Riley Leonard.
Georgia, Clemson. I think Clemson's so overrated. Clay Kubnik is back. Dabo Sweeney did not go into the transfer portal at all. And Georgia's got the best offensive line in the country.
This
Carson
total feels
Beck.
low.
It does feel low. I just wonder if Georgia's defense is as good as we used to know. Here's the other thing. Clemson, I backed them last year against Florida State. They lost. That really got me. They had that game in their hand.
You just can't sell me on an ACC team at the moment.
Against an SEC team.
Yeah. That's why any ACC team you can't sell me on, let alone against an SEC opponent. And I said this last week, I was very high on Georgia Tech covering, not winning that game. I'm going to be completely transparent. I was just high on them covering. My thing is that with how little competition there's been in the ACC, you can't really get me to the window on anybody. Yeah, I can't see it. No, that was my first test of, all right, is this going to be a serious conference? And while they did win that game, they outkicked their coverage. I don't know.
What do you know about Jaden Mayava, the freshman sensation of USC?
Not much, no.
This dude, 5-star recruit. They're riding with him. Lincoln Riley in charge. You've probably talked to Dan about this too. He thinks that Caleb Williams was literally running the operation last year. And maybe that's why Lincoln Riley fell off a little bit. I don't know if I agree with that, but I think Lincoln Riley has a chance to be one of the first coaches fired this year.
Really?
And them in that conference? Are you kidding me?
Well, not that it matters, but if Jackson Dart goes out and has a big year and you couldn't keep that kid around either.
Ole Miss is going to be a wagon.
Oh, I have a future on Jackson Dart to win the Heisman.
Wow, okay. See, I got Dylan Gabriel because I think he's gonna put up big numbers at Oregon.
I think that Ole Miss is poised not only with. Have you looked at their schedule?
Oh yeah.
Easy schedule. I think Lane Kiffin is him. Jackson Dart, I think, had 7 or 8 rushing touchdowns last year.
They have their whole O-line back and everything
their
too.
Trenches are baller.
Yeah.
Ole Miss, just because of their strength of schedule, the coaching. Jackson Dart's been around the block and he's a dual threat. Man, they're going to be, if they can stay healthy, which I think they can because of the talent that they're going up against early, the Ole Miss is going to be, I'm really low on Alabama this year. I get that their schedule is also not very difficult, at least in my opinion, as far as an SEC schedule, let alone an SEC West schedule goes. I don't know, man.
And now, finally, I don't know if you know anything about BC. I know you like to party in the area. And Florida State, who lost last week to Georgia Tech. DJU, DJ bye.
Yeah, I do have Florida State winning this game, and I have them winning it rather large. I don't know if you can get me there by 15 and a half.
15 and a half. It used to be 17.
But correct me if I'm wrong. Doesn't BC always play Florida State quite well?
Last 3 games,
yeah,
they've lost by 3 points or less.
I was going to say, BC usually plays Florida State quite well.
Yeah, and they almost beat them last year.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
But off a loss, BC's first game of the year, new coach. I do like Castellanos. I think he's a very good quarterback.
Yeah.
I do. BC, though?
BC's also sent talent to the league the last couple of years.
Yeah.
So
I feel like this is a revenge spot.
1,000%.
I would just bet it on that one alone.
Yeah.
So anyways, that was my college football games of the week.
Okay.
You excited? What do you? I know that like tis your season.
That was my other point about Georgia is that like while I did say last week that I think Florida State in the opposite opinion was not going to play well against Georgia Tech just because I thought they were going to come out and try too hard to prove a point. In case they lost a game or something like that, they could feel like the committee owed them one. But I feel like Georgia could kind of feel the same way, and I think that Georgia actually has the talent to go out there and kind of make the committee look silly with how much depth they've actually been able to hold on to.
Okay. All right. Well, we have to get to these. We'll just do it as musings. Whatever. I got nothing. Maybe I'll do some birthdays in here. All right. We'll do the musings. I know Kendra's going to pick up her mom soon.
She's not until 10:45.
All right. Well, you hang out as long as you want.
Yeah, I'll leave.
Right.
I'll leave.
Whenever you want to.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how long these icks take.
Yes, I know. Icks. And I dumbed it down for Felger the other day. But I think Kendra she's going to give her spin on what an ick is. So we'll do that coming up next, right here on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
More Joe Murray coming up on the Sports Hub.
like tea that I am not involved in.
It was the music.
Yeah.
Hey, thank you. Sorry. We had Ice Cube on the show again last week.
I did hear this. I listen to you when I walk Jackson.
Thank you. Usually, so we're like drive time sports for like the first 90 minutes.
Yeah.
And then it's kind of like
chill from there.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I listen to you and Jackson, and I do our long WALK every evening.
And you spell TREAT.
Yeah.
Okay, somebody wanted to double check.
We had to count the words he knows sometimes, and it was...
Smart dog, huh?
I mean, he's a shepherd. I can't tell if he's a dumb dog with smart moments or a smart dog with dumb moments.
Both. I think he's smart.
I think he's too smart, especially when he's being creepy.
I think cats are the worst. Though.
No, that's on my ick list.
Okay. So it is August 27th, everybody, just to get you caught up on Marty's musings today. This is something we've talked about on the show. And on Friday, Felger asked me to come up with a musings for the show. And I wanted to know what was Mike Felger's icks or Big Jim's icks. So I went on the internet and I typed in, what does ick mean? What does ick mean? I mean, I knew what it meant, but the slang version of it. And it's commonly used to describe a feeling of disgust towards someone or romantically as well. I had one once where there was a cast involved, Kendra, and I was out. Just couldn't do it.
So
cast on the foot, couldn't do it.
In Gen Z, an ick is something that, or Gen Alpha, whatever, is something that it's just so random, you can't control it. It's not just supposed to be something generic. It's like, no, when you run, the left side of your hair gets so messed up that I can't unsee it and I can't look at you. It's like something weird like that.
Okay. Well, it's almost the same thing, but yours is in general. Like his arm hair on one arm
Too
is
blonde.
longer than the other,
Yeah.
so I'm out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, enough of me. Icks for Kendra Middleton, and I am ready. I'm all ears, Skaz. I'm all ears. You have the floor. Take as much time as you need.
I have had this list in my phone for probably 6 months, and I add to it every once in a while. I don't know if you had any favorites, but I will try and keep it audience
You do your thing,
appropriate, because I don't think your audience knows who Lil Uzi is, so I can't really say that an ick of mine is a Lil Uzi fan. Skaz and I were talking about this. Men who are bad swimmers give me the ick. If your feet do that little weird pedal thing under the water, or you have to splash your hands, or you're the kind of guy who needs a floaty vest, I'm out.
Who was it who just jumped in the water and needed a vest? I feel like I saw that yesterday. There was a team outing and one of the guys jumped into the pool with a vest on.
I don't doubt it.
But you'd be out on the vest guy.
If you're a bad swimmer, I'm out.
Okay. One of Skaz's, and I agree with him, if you're 5'8",
I heard about this.
you can't be an angry person.
I heard about this.
Right? If you're under 5'8", you can't be angry. What's the height of the people we have coming up filling in for me this week? you almost spit up your drink back there, bro.
The microphone.
Yeah, I just think if you're 5'8" and under, you gotta be a little goofy. Gotta be able to roll with the punches.
Yeah, just like if you're chubby, you gotta be funny.
Another ick of mine, obviously not liking vegetables.
Hey, what's the Lil Uzi ick, by the way?
If you love Lil Uzi's music or like Lil Uzi as a person,
Out.
Okay. Not liking vegetables. If you have your height in your bio of any sort, whether it's a dating app or your Twitter feed, if I'm looking at you on a dating app or whatever, and you're like Brian, 5'11", Gemini, get out of here. Nobody cares.
Do you know what mine is? A guy holding up a fish.
I hate that too.
The fish guy is a good one.
Oh, if you're
I'm out on
holding
the
up a
fish
fish,
guy.
I am out.
Another one of mine, people who can't differentiate homophones. So, if you don't know the difference between two, and two when we're texting, or there, and there, out.
Grammar. Yes.
No, homophones,
Well,
specifically.
I get what you mean, but yes.
I can deal with other types of grammar.
One of mine is LOL. If you just drop an LOL all the time, are you really laughing out loud? Out.
Hello? Oh. I was like, hello.
Ice Cube. Hello.
Like the cringy male content creators. There's this guy on TikTok who like has a knife and he'll like stab it into like a vegetable of some sort and he'll be like, I'm gonna tell you a secret that men don't want you to know about dating, and this is the most guaranteed thing you'll ever hear. I hate that. Or like there's guys who make like all this like cringy fitness, like I have the lion within me tattoo. Out.
Can I give you one?
Yes.
I hate people that you're from Boston.
Yeah.
You know why? Because I look at them and I know they're not from Boston.
Yeah.
I'm from Boston. Like,
Yeah.
really from there. So, like, when someone has to tell you about you're from Boston, they're not from Boston.
Yeah, there's this like girl TikToker who I used to be friends with like in childhood. She like lived in Jacksonville for a while and then moved to New Hampshire for like the second half of her childhood, and now she lives in Boston, and she's always making, you're from Boston, or you grew up a Patriots fan. Girl, shut up.
I remember this. Remember we were at the Army-Navy game?
Yep. This one's rather obvious. Any combo of Yankee, Cowboy, Laker fan? You get one.
So you can't be a Yankee, Cowboy.
There can't be two.
They can't be, okay.
You get one.
What about people who perpetrate? Meaning, like, they might wear Nike sneakers but have, like, an Adidas shirt.
I don't care about that.
Okay.
I
That
mean,
used
I
to
don't-
bother me growing
I
up.
probably wouldn't. I'd hang out with people like that, but that's not really like the style of the dude that I don't want to go to dinner and you think that you're balling out if you're wearing a pair of like Nike. No, I'm out.
But if somebody was wearing a Cowboy star but had a Yankees hat on, you're out.
Out.
That guy, I was telling Skaz this, there are certain men that tell me why women go to the restroom in pairs. That guy is the reason. If I saw that guy, I would walk the opposite direction.
I mean, I get why you guys go together.
I have a question from Kendra's ex. What is a pit viper?
Oh, guys who wear pit vipers, and not in a funny way, but like, the sunglasses.
I'll have to look. I honestly, I thought it was like a little animal or something.
No. Guys who like wear pit viper sunglasses seriously.
Oh, okay.
Yes, these are like PC Principal.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
yes.
yes.
Yeah, okay.
Like meathead jocks. It's right under the guys who wear tank tops. Like if you cut your tank top off at the gym and you snort C4. Like,
these guys graduated from the Oakleys to the pit vipers.
I know guys like so. Jeff,
you have your frat tattooed on you.
Jeff Bagwell really wore these, like playing baseball. So it wasn't even a style. He just wore them playing baseball. Now guys wear and you know what else I don't like? People who wear the ski goggles when like they're not skiing. I don't know if you've seen that either.
Well, only allowed at parades. I would say.
Festivals too.
Yes, that's true as well. Yeah.
See, I'm realistic. Are there any other ones that you think are of importance that I skipped? I think
I
hit
was
the big
trying to
ones.
go raw, like raw, like just you tell me and I'll just. Okay.
Jazz is laughing.
I'm giggling at the list.
I got one for you.
That's a bad tattoo.
I don't care about bad tattoos because my tattoos are kind of
It's
terrible.
It's not almost tribal.
Your wife's Hawaiian.
That's true, but I mean, I got it when I was 16 in Canada. That was a long time ago.
Oh, well, I mean, I have the word yeet tattooed on my body.
Well, it's very big nowadays. Have you noticed that?
It's on the bottom of my foot, so like.
No, yeet is like WWE is like yeet because of Jimmy Uso. He has shirts that say yeet all over him.
Yeah.
He's got the swag everywhere.
Maybe I'll get Andy on the other foot.
Just real quick, like in Toy Story.
Yeah.
I got my tattoo because barbed wire was cool and I liked Pamela Anderson.
Joe, barbed
That
wire
rocks.
was never cool.
No, you shut up, Skaz.
Never cool.
That doesn't count as a tribal tattoo. The fact that it's barbed wire and it's for Pamela Anderson.
Yeah.
Love.
Yes, because Jenny McCarthy was a 1994 Playmate of the Year, and I believe Pamela Anderson was 1993. I
Pamela.
can't remember Pamela.
Ah, you guys. Pamela Anderson is such a queen.
No, love Pam.
Love Pamela.
out on barbed wire.
Are you saying Pam?
Pan?
But
Was
like
it Pan?
Baywatch was a tremendous show. How old was David Hasselhoff on that show?
Before my time.
I'll tell you though.
I remember him from the SpongeBob movie, Joe.
I know. Yes, I gotta tell you, that guy's a hunk.
He kind of gives me the ick.
Oh, no, now he gives me the ick. Oh, he's icky. He's icky baluki. But back then.
I have one. Kendra just simply put men who sing.
Yeah.
Just like anything or bad singers singing too much.
Are the kind of guy who tries to, like, let's say we're in the car and Adele comes on, right? And you're going to start belting out Adele in the car.
Like Siri, like he's trying.
I will open the door and, like, fire roll out of that thing. Even if we are going 90 in the left lane on the highway. I would rather put hot sauce in my eyes.
So I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say you're out on the acoustic guitar guy. The guy that brings around his acoustic guitar.
Have you guys ever heard the song that a guy wrote me in college?
Oh,
they played it on the morning show.
I missed that one.
Not that I know of, but have you seen the new Barbie movie?
Yes.
Okay, so do you know how it's like, said I don't know if I ever been good enough? Like everyone's singing that song.
If a guy pulled out a guitar and sang to me, I'd probably vomit and run away. That makes me so uncomfortable.
I'm proud of you for that.
That makes me so uncomfortable. Like I really admire like John Mayer, people like that I like to go see. But if you're just a dude with a guitar, I'm so out.
Okay, I got one for you. You wrote too many flat brim hats.
Yes.
Too many?
Too many.
Or flat brim?
Too many.
What about just the plain black hat?
Love a plain black hat. Flat brim hats.
Can you trust a person who wears a plain black hat?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've seen Bad Bunny in some plain black hats.
I love Bad Bunny.
Me too. I would trust him.
All right.
Yeah. I'm gonna send Skaz the song of this kid sang me.
I don't know if that'll make it into my Spotify Wrapped, but I'm
Hey.
excited to check it out.
You know what? I gotta tell you a secret. My family that I spend the holidays with up here, because it's too long for me to go home, instead of saying prayer at the holidays, we sing each other this song.
Okay.
I mean, what could bring you closer?
Just real quick, I got a couple of questions. So a dude sang a song, wrote you a song,
Wrote me a song
and then sang it.
Put it on his Instagram story.
Ooh, wow.
Like public? We're talking public?
yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, that's an ick.
Now,
you want to talk about an ick?
What happened here? Did you did other people write to you like, hey, what's going on here? Or
My girlfriends found it before I did, which was the worst thing that could have happened for him. And then I ghosted him and he bought me a ring. This was after like 3 weeks of knowing each other.
Okay, this brings up another thing that we've discussed before. Would you consider that guy creep or simp?
He was super foreign, and I would say simpy.
Simpy.
Yeah, but I like that, just not like that.
A little too forward.
I love a simp. But
Was
don't.
the song?
No, I will play it for you before I leave. It is the best thing and the worst thing ever written all together.
I one time in 5th grade, Sacred Heart School in Roslindale. I liked the song Rump Shaker.
Okay.
And I wrote a poem. That was a line in the song, gave it to a girl. Didn't work.
Okay.
But it was I like the way you comb your hair. I like the stylish clothes you wear.
Look at you, Joe Murray.
It didn't work. But you know what? I think about I'm proud of doing that.
I'm texting you.
You
guys
shot your
this.
shot.
You did. I'm proud of you.
5th grade. Who would have thought I could shoot?
Real ballers shoot.
5th grade.
Yeah. I think I did. I definitely wasn't shooting my shot in 5th grade.
Okay.
Well, this has been fun.
Should we listen to your song?
Can we?
I don't know if I can play it like this.
I sent it to Skaz as well.
What else we got going on? Anything else?
I'm going to pick up my mom.
Oh, yeah. Do you want to know the birthdays today?
Yeah.
So it's August 27th is today's birthdays.
Joe, I was made aware that today is one JP and NP's 65th birthday.
65. One more year and a half, sir. And you can retire. Happy birthday to JP of North Providence. Also, happy birthday to Chandra Wilson, 55 years old today. Sarah Chalky, 48 years old today. Who? Aaron Paul, 45 years old of Breaking Bad. Actress Amanda Fuller turns 40 years old today. Downtown Julie Brown is 61 years old today. And Jim Tomey, former big baseball player, 54 years old today. I don't know who some of these people are. Maybe you would. Paul Rubens, Pee Wee Herman. Rest in peace. The Great Khali, a wrestler. He is 52. Patrick Adams, 43. Mace. Remember Mace, the rapper?
Nope.
You don't remember Mace was P. Diddy's...
Can't say I do.
Remember... wait. Who's who not? Tell me who.
Oh, yeah.
That's
yeah.
Mace.
Okay.
The same old pimp.
Yep.
Mace, nothing changed but my lamp.
Yep.
That's all I got.
Skaz has our song.
That's all I got.
Oh, 1 second.
I don't know. Caesar Milan. He's a poser. Out on Caesar Milan. I know he loves dogs, but I feel like he don't know every dog.
Would you eat a Caesar salad?
I've tried. I love Caesar dressing with croutons.
Oh, so you can't even eat like a chicken Caesar wrap?
I can eat the chicken, the Caesar, and the crouton.
Once again, the chicken and the tortilla.
You don't like my Caesar Milan take, huh?
I'm chaotic neutral.
Chaotic, huh?
Yeah. I'll inform you about it.
that was So when are you on next? You on with Fred?
Thursday morning at 9, and then our show on Saturday at 7.
And then it's the Labor Day weekend.
And then, I'm not working Labor Day.
So what can we do to get you in like a week or like once a week or every other week? Or...
You know where to find me?
No, I know where to find you, but how do I how do we make this like a Kendra Middleton presented by blank?
I could probably make that happen.
It gets you paid.
Okay, word. Easy enough.
All right. I would like to hear the song while together.
Okay. That's a Skaz question.
And I'm going to tell you, I already feel...
You said you love me. You said you do. You said you loved me to the moon. But you couldn't do it if I were gone. If I wasn't close and hugged you hard. All the time and all the days. But now you are far away. Way closer than the moon. Yet I know I won't see you soon.
Yep.
Did you tell him all those things?
No. Nope.
Then why did he say that to you?
Because he's an artist, Joe. God.
That's art.
So insensitive.
You said you loved me.
My
to
favorite
the moon.
part is when he goes, hugged you hard.
I just want you guys to know that my computer has since frozen since we played that song. I can't do anything. I am locked out of everything. Nothing is working now. So
it's horrible. It's a horrible song.
I've heard worse.
It's kind of catchy.
Are you flattered?
No, we genuinely sing that before every meal.
Sing.
I think that's flattering.
We've called it 2-day moon, and we think it's that because I have a moon tattoo.
2-day moon?
Yeah.
So was it like a 2-day relationship?
It was like a 2-week relationship.
Oh, 2 weeks.
Yeah.
That's a long time considering dating these days.
Yeah. Maybe for Italians.
What's the cutoff these days? Over under?
For me?
Yeah, like meeting someone. What's like the?
I'm the last person to ask.
Unnecessary shot at Italians right there.
I know.
He was from Rome.
You heard that, right?
What?
Unbelievable.
Paisans are very romantic people.
Are you in or out on pineapple on pizza?
I love pineapple.
Okay.
I've cut pineapple. I've cut coconuts.
I've cut pineapple.
No, what I.
Skaz, do you ever cut a pineapple?
I cannot say that I have.
You have what?
I do the trick where you you pull out the little pieces and stuff. It's way easier that way. You flip it around. I don't know. There's some trick. You hit the bottom and then you can just pull it apart. It's way easier.
Give her a good smack.
Yeah.
Did you ever get a coconut in Miami?
I've had them in the Bahamas.
Yeah. Did they cut them for you,
Yeah.
or did you? Okay, because
I've done that myself.
Yeah, that's wild.
Well, we have them on the beach in Florida.
Huh.
They're not good, but we got them.
You just get them because why not? You're in Florida. It's
Hell
like
yeah.
when in Rome, right?
But I don't know about you. I'm feeling 42 with the dad joke.
That was a dad joke?
Yes. Yeah. Yep.
All right. Well, I had fun tonight.
I had a great time.
I think we nailed everything we wanted to do.
Skaz?
I've learned a lot. It's been a very informative program.
Skaz has worked with me 2 of the last 7 days, and he's like, get this girl out of here.
Kendra, always welcome on the night show. Always. As Stephen A. would
I'll bring
say.
my shrimp.
Yes, we need shrimp updates.
We'll put the shrimp right on television. Right here.
If you got shrimp names, hit me up.
Maybe we can name them.
All 40.
To the moon, everyone is saying
Yep.
on...
You said you love me. You said you do. And hugged you hard.
The worst part about that song is it's going to be stuck in my head.
You said you loved me to the moon.
I just love how there's... You guys can see it because I texted it to you, how he autographs the end of it.
I was wondering what that was.
And he says, just trying something a little different tonight. He's an artist, Joe Murray.
You got to respect the hustle. I mean, we complimented
Listen.
Joe for shooting his shot earlier. Man was trying.
I will commend anyone who shoots their shot. I think he should have put some music behind it.
Yeah.
I think he should have done more production work. You know, maybe like spelled your name.
No, I'm all set. I'm glad he didn't.
You ever seen Napoleon Dynamite?
It's my 3rd favorite movie.
Okay. I can't believe I'm asking you about movies. But
I said it was my 3rd favorite movie.
No,
earlier.
I know, but that's
Every
my fault.
pet of mine as a kid was named after a character
Like
in that
Tina,
movie.
eat your ham.
I had a Napoleon. I had a Kip. I had
Uncle Rico.
If we had an animal, it had a Napoleon Dynamite name.
But you know how he says, just draw her a picture?
Yes.
Has anyone me like one of your French ladies?
Yeah, other than the guy who sent me a nude in a public bathroom on just his forearms next to a toilet. That was pretty romantic.
Do you have to go?
Like, probably. My mom's gonna be like,
All right. Well, when you're driving, you can hear the call.
Oh, I'm gonna.
We have plenty of calls.
Okay, perfect.
So we will play these calls coming up on the other side.
Just zoom in from the car.
You could. We'll patch it right into the YouTube. Why not?
I have the thing where you can put your phone on the air vent.
Somebody just wrote, "You said you loved me to the moon. I fell off my bike and now I'm black and blue."
Skaz, you're gonna have to play it again.
Oh my God, I might have to cover it.
And we might need a remix, an updated version.
Put some music behind it.
We might need. Yep. Maybe I'll rap it.
Oh man.
All right, she's Kendra Middleton, everybody. Fantastic job.
Thanks for having me.
She's got to go pick up her mom. You can follow her on X at Kenny with an I Middleton. And you can find her all over social media, Instagram, TikTok, everywhere.
I am everywhere.
Am I
all the
missing
time.
anything?
I don't
And she'll
think
be on Thursday morning, 7 o'clock?
9.
9 now. 9 o'clock with Fred and the crew. So we'll take a quick break. Kendra Middleton, everybody. I'm Joe Murray, 98.5 The Sports Hub.
WBC-FM and HD Boston.
Patriots!
It's an all-new season for the Patriots.
Wow.
You'll hear it all right here.
Yes.
Your home of the past. 98.5 The Sports Hub. Beasley Media Group Station. Sports Hub headlines.
Hey, cut down day was today. You'd rather just listen to what me and Kendra talk about off the air anyway. So it's like, what are we doing here? But cut down, Kevin Harris was one of them. Bailey Zappe. Sad day. No more Zappe. Bailey Zappe to the moon. Cut by the Patriots. Going somewhere soon. Red Sox win 6-3 tonight. Headlines. They are brought to you by, I don't know. Awaken 180 Weight Loss. This September, make losing weight part of your new routine. Energy, clarity, better health. Find it all at awaken180weightloss.com. I'm Joe Murray, and I'm to the moon.
This is Jaylen Brown.
Jaylen Brown turns the corner. Finger roll is up and good. Score in the foul.
Listen to home of the Boston Celtics, 98.5 The Sports Hub.
All right, back there, 98.5 The Sports Up. Line up those calls. We want you to call. 617-779-0985. We'll recap some of the stuff of the day and try to get back into what the hell just happened the last couple of hours. I'm Joe Murray. Skaz is here, too, on 98.5 The Sports Up.
Don't go anywhere. There's more Joe Murray. More Joe Murray on
YouTube tonight. There's still people sending in the "You Said You Loved Me to the Moon" songs. Sent to outer space, past the moon, stuck here for 9 months, so we're going to... I can't say that. All right. But Kendra does an excellent job, everybody. Would love her to have her on here on nights more if we can. So let's see what we can do with that, everybody. Happy birthday to JP. 65. Where are you going tonight, man? Where are you going tonight? I still can't believe shrimp is pet. Like, we could just recap what just happened for a half hour if you'd like.
It's the strangest pet you've ever, one of your buddies or something you've ever come across.
I had a lot of friends who had snakes, and I never
I feel like hermit crabs was kind of a big one when I was young.
I had friends who got starfish before.
That's a little different.
Yeah. Turtles, but is that really?
Yeah, I feel like turtles are kind of popular.
I had a fish. And then dog. What about ferrets?
I'm kind of out on ferrets. Sure, they're great little animals. Just personally, kind of out.
So one of my favorite things to do is watch bears. I don't know why. I like to watch bears. Like, ever see people throw the bread at the bears who are waving and stuff like that? Like the other day, I don't know. Okay, I told you about this. What was the pet that I told? No, not the pet. What was the animal I was telling you about the other day that looks like a dinosaur?
That would be the Komodo dragon, Joe.
I'm obsessed. Now, the Komodo dragon would eat us. No, it would eat us by our head and swallow us. But a Komodo dragon, if I was in the wilderness and saw a Komodo dragon, I'd freak out.
Yeah, they're also venomous too, so you're pretty much done for if they get you.
But that is the king of the forest, is the Komodo dragon. That's the closest thing to a dinosaur going, don't you think?
Like a crocodile, alligator, but yeah, same. I'm sure they're not the same family, but same family.
I'm so pissed I didn't get to ask Kendra about the alligators with no heads.
Yes, that is a bizarre thing that's happening down in Florida.
What about pet roaches, someone said?
Out on that.
Roaches?
I know people that have mice and rats, but rats are supposed to be super intelligent, so I can at least wrap my head around that.
And then people have pet alligators. What do you tape their mouth all the time?
I believe there's an NFL player that has a pet alligator. I could be wrong.
Did you watch Tiger King?
Yes, I feel like that was a moment in time, Joe, where
Yeah,
we were all stuck inside watching that.
What about Tiger? I actually watched this one the other day where this guy jumped into a tiger pen.
Out.
And then the guy got ate. This is an interesting conversation. Do you think we could put GPS on her shrimp and follow them? You tag sharks. Could you tag the shrimp and follow it around?
I feel like they're too small.
I know. Would it hurt them? Nate on Weird Pets. Hey, Nate.
Hey, Joe. What's going on? First time, long time. So growing up, well, not growing up. She's still my cousin, but growing up, my cousin lived on a farm, and she had 102 show chickens that she kept in her basement. Not in a chicken coop, not out in the farm, but in her basement. And she also had a duck that wore a diaper that used to walk around the living room all the time. They called him Spike.
That's got to smell, right, in the basement?
Oh, it was awful. It was horrible. You could smell it upstairs. You go up in a room, second floor, you could smell it 3 floors away. It was bad.
Out on that. Out on indoor pet chickens.
Yeah, I was out on it too. But like you were saying, Scott, she had hermit crabs, she had ducks, geese, turkeys, everything. It was very much typical farm.
I knew someone that had a pig, and the pig basically slept all day, but it snored really loud.
Was it a full-size pig, or was it a little teacup?
Dude, it was a fatty.
Oh my God, I had a friend in high school. He had a pig named Pixie and a donkey as well.
Who the hell has a donkey?
Dude, I don't know. He had a donkey in his backyard. It was awesome. Every time I pulled up, he would hee and haw.
What about a Shrek? Was there a Shrek?
A Shrek? No, I wish.
Thanks, Nate. I would have dressed as Shrek and gone out with a donkey. Did I get a lot of candy?
I had a buddy who had a donkey. Love that thing.
I grew up in the city.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell did people have?
Dominic the donkey.
We had hamsters and goldfish and dogs and cats. Maybe a gerbil every once in a while. Like what? We played wiffle ball all day long. Like basketball. We'd go down to the golf course and play, that's what we did. A donkey? Where the hell do you get a donkey? Does somebody own a camel too?
Llamas, Joe. I've seen llamas and alpacas.
Lamakia.
Lamakia reality.
Someone just said, obscure reference of Komodo dragons. Have you seen The Freshman with Brando and Matthew Broderick? No, but there's this thing I follow on X, and it's called Nature is Great. And I watch like a lot of things. Like I'll watch like the history of tsunamis or like what earthquakes look like in different places, and they'll show like a bears in a family, and then they show the Komodo dragon. And I just looked at it and I go, I watched the Komodo dragon eat a kangaroo like it was nothing. Like just
Joe,
swallowed it.
Are you turning into Cedric Maxwell? this sounds an awful lot like Max's season video playlist.
Do you have Max? Do you have his number?
I believe I do.
I would just be like, hey, Max.
It's a little late for Max, I would imagine.
I don't know. Cinemax? I don't know. I feel like that is something I would love to say to Max. Hey, Max, have you ever watched a Komodo dragon?
I would almost bet my life he would say yes.
But like dinosaurs were real, right? Like some people don't believe it, but they find fossils. It has to be the closest thing ever that's living to a dinosaur. It has to be. Is it the same family? Like, I just feel like it has to be the same family. I always loved the dynamic between Ricky Steamboat's dragon and Jake the Snake's cobra. Well, in wrestling growing up, we had Damien and Lucifer. Those were both Jake the Snake's cobras. Yes, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat did have a dragon, and then Coco Beware had a bird. Were there any other animals now that I'm thinking about it in wrestling? I have to think about that now. Salamander.
Komodo dragons are not direct descendants of dinosaurs. It is believed that alligators and crocodiles are more closely aligned with dinosaurs. Very quick Google search.
Okay, so a Komodo dragon is from the crocodile alligator family.
No. It's saying that
it's closer.
Crocodiles and alligators are closer to dinosaurs than Komodo dragons are.
No.
No. It says, though it resembles one, the Komodo is not a direct descendant of the dinosaurs. They do, however, share a common ancestor from some 300 million years ago. So they're old.
Okay. And even someone thought about that they looked like a dinosaur. Komodo dragons, dude, I'm telling you. Do they even swallow? Like, oh, the British Bulldog had a bulldog. Good call. How did I miss that one? Anyways. All right, Skaz. Well, we've had fun. I'm not here the rest of the week. You know that? I'm sad about that. I can't do this during the day, like tomorrow.
I did hear Zoe was very excited to get you in for this or that, though. He thinks you thrive in this or that.
I have a this or that for them.
Beautiful. I'll be looking forward to it tomorrow.
Do you want me to tell you where it is on the air or off the air?
Yeah, it was save it for the midday. We don't want to upset one Tom Morgan by spoiling his this or that. I know how much he loves the segment.
My Slack has gone off all show long.
Oh, and it's all Tom, I'm sure.
Yes. The one thing I do like about that show, though, is I show up. They already have the outline all ready to go. I just have to react to what's on the piece of paper.
Oh, they're prepared.
Oh, that is one thing I'll give you. I'll give them. You just got to show up. You got to have a take.
I would like you to ask them about the Milliken curse tomorrow, too.
I'm going to ask Zoe about the Komodo dragon.
There's a conversation I need to hear.
Like you've looked it up, right? Like it is interesting, right? I'm not just talking about something that doesn't seem interesting. Like, where does that thing live? In a cave? Those aren't just those can't just be in the wild, dude. A Komodo dragon wakes up and goes, I'm going to eat something and go back to sleep.
Komodo dragons live only on 5 islands in southeastern Indonesia. They have a Komodo National Park, Joe.
Oh, no.
You don't want to go there?
Are they alive?
Yeah.
No. That's got Jurassic Park written all over it.
What about a Gila monster? How do you feel about that? They're like mini Komodo dragons. I think they're in like Arizona and stuff. Gila with a G. Gila, I believe.
Oh, yeah. They look like a snake. It's a big snake. Ow! No!
I believe they're venomous as well, but I could be wrong. They're the only venomous lizard native to the United States, so yeah, stay away from Gila monsters.
No. Nope. No. Nope. Again, sharks would love me. Bears would love me. A lion would love me. A Komodo dragon would love me. On an island, I get it, but I'm not going. JP and NP, happy birthday once again to you, sir. All right, final headline of the night, and then we'll, I don't know, we'll listen to Mike Lombardi, or we'll give takes, or whatever. Who knows? We'll do that next here on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Sports Hub headlines.
Red Sox winners tonight, 6-3. They got a home run from Jarren Duran, and, well, Cooper Criswell went 3 1/3. Kevin Jansen gave up a run late. Did he get a save?
last year they played really good on defense. That even though I know Belichick was selling pizzas for 24 years in South Boston and basically did nothing for the Patriots at all, it was all Jonathan Kraft that won those Super Bowls. But just basically, they're going to miss him, his presence on making the dough. They're going to miss his presence on making dough because there's no way you're going to overcome that loss on that side of the ball. And Mayo's never even called defenses. I mean, this is about, you talk about getting promoted 2 levels above yourself. It's pretty obvious.
All right, back here at 98.5 The Sports Hub. Promoted 2 levels above yourself. You know, does Mike Lombardi say anything on his own? Because I really do feel like that is all Belichick stuff right there. Unless he really feels that way. But to me, that sounds like he's had a conversation with Bill Belichick and he's just kind of like spewing it.
I truly hope I'm not that bitter and whiny when I'm his age, because even though he does give you, solid analysis every once in a while, he just can't help himself with how whiny and just bitchy he sounds. Like, it's unbelievable that he's like, who hurt him? What did the Patriots do to you? They let your friend go that's 72 years old. Like, it's very I hope I'm not nearly as bitter as Mike Lombardi when I get to be his age.
Yeah, and I don't think we've heard Bill Belichick bitter yet. When Drake May got drafted, the number one thing he said is footwork, and he's going to need some time. He did say that.
Joe, what does Bill Belichick have to be bitter about? The last year with the Crafts and how things were handled?
But you know what? You're right. He has nothing to be bitter about. But if he wants to...
I think he has some gripes, but I think if he went to the media and was bitter Bill, it's a bad look for him, and it's a bad look for everybody.
Because he needs to rehabilitate his career. He needs to rehabilitate that he still knows the game, can still work with people, doesn't need all the control, isn't a complete know-it-all, isn't arrogant, isn't the guy that they saw in press conferences, right? He needs to rehabilitate all of that.
Don't you think the Crafts gave Bill just about everything he asked for?
Okay. I think it should be known that early on in Bill Belichick's career, they still had a GM here. He had a lot of control, but at the same time, there was still someone helping out. And, Scott Pioli took over eventually. But for the most part, in the end, once they were successful and won 3 Super Bowls, it was the Bill Belichick show. So it was Bill all the way.
Why is Mike Lombardi still crying?
Well, this is what I think. In Skaz, I've said this 1,000 times, so it's not a new take. I think the Bill O'Brien move was it for Bill Belichick. As you know, one of the worst, if they did tiers and what was one of the worst things that ever happened to the Patriots, it was Bill Belichick implementing Matt Patricia as offensive coordinator. It was a horrible move.
That had to be the Crafts' fault, though, right?
So I actually, as much as I like to blame the Crafts, that was a Belichick move.
Obviously, but Mike Lombardi's never going to mention that.
Can I say something else too? And this was reported, so I'm not just saying it. But when Matt Patricia was done that year, Bill Belichick thought he improved. Like Bill, and there, you know what? Mac Jones did improve towards the end of the year. There, he really did. He threw that nice touchdown pass to Devontae Smith. No, Devontae
Joe,
Parker.
He had to improve. He was an absolute bozo. He had no clue what he was doing. He shouldn't have been hired. If he didn't improve, then he had to. Of course he improved. Like, that's not... The room for growth there was astronomical. It would be impossible for him not to improve. That's where Mike Lombardi pisses me off, though, because... We want you to give us good content. Talk about the Patriots, which he does at times. But everything he says, you have to take with a grain of salt because he's still so whiny and so butthurt about the Patriots. It's just, can you just take a breath?
Do you think something happened to him with the Crafts?
It almost had to have, because he is so sensitive.
Yeah. But I will say this, though. Bill Belichick, where I was going with that whole Patricia thing is, he tried to pitch Judge and Patricia coming back as like, hey, look, there was improvement. Look at Mac Jones. But yet, the articles were like, no, it was really bad. Like, Mac Jones was calling Alabama. Like, it was really bad. So Belichick was so crazy that he thought Patricia could come back with Joe Judge again. And that's when Kraft stepped in. That's when Bill O'Brien was hired. Adrian Clem got hired. Both of them were bad moves.
See, I don't even know if it's crazy. I think he was like power hungry. He wanted total control over every aspect of every little thing.
Yeah, and at that time, Bill was really working on the offensive line. He wasn't really even involved in defense or offense. But I do think that Kraft meddled. Just guys, to your point, Bill had way too much control, especially with the draft.
But he earned it. So I have no problem with that.
Yep.
Like, I just the taking shit. Like, I don't know. Are we going to do this forever? Is this what it's going to be?
I think at the end, I think Bill had some issues with ownership, maybe about the money. I don't know.
You won 6 Super Bowls.
Mm-hmm.
It never lasts forever. It is a miracle that it lasted as long as it did.
So as we're talking about this, how long is it bad for?
Well, Joe, if they had a plan in place post-Brady, which they didn't, in which I still believe to be the biggest indictment on Belichick here, is that he didn't have a plan in place for Brady. So you still suck. So I think they could turn around in, a year or two if Drake May hits. It's all about Drake May.
But a lot of these kids, like C.J. Stroud hit his first year. Like, here we are, Trevor Lawrence is hitting in his, 4th, 5th year now? They just picked up his 5th year, or gave him an extension.
And Drake May's 21.
Yeah.
Jane Daniels is 23. Caleb Williams is 21. First overall pick, good team. It's just, you weren't set up to succeed. They weren't set up to succeed. Gerard Mayo and Elliott Wolf were not set up to succeed. And Bill Belichick's whole thing, I didn't want to be Bill Parcells, right? I didn't want to leave him when the cupboard was bare and the team sucked. Well, guess what? That's exactly what happened.
Oh, he drove that thing. Again, I still think Bill can coach, but last year, I think he drove that thing into the ground on purpose.
Yeah, I still think Bill's the greatest coach of all time. I still think he can coach, but it's not, there's no absolutes here. It's just, that's what happened. The Patriots suck right now, and Bill Belichick is one of the reasons why they suck. He's not the reason, but he's definitely one of them.
Oh yeah, but I'm actually moving past Bill.
That's what I'm trying to do, Joe.
This whole thing is definitely Lombardi. That's what triggered you here.
Yes, of course.
I get that.
Hadn't been triggered all night, so we were due.
Yeah, you would definitely do. But in this case, though, going forward, we can say whatever we want about Bill Belichick. This regime had time to rebuild the line. They had time to get wide receivers. They didn't. And, how is it funny that they kept every single draft pick and didn't cut them? How funny is that? I will not be here the rest of the week. I will miss you all. I'll be on tomorrow with Zoe and McCone. And then Friday, I'll be with Big Jim. I'll miss you guys. Great job. I'm Joe Murray. I'll miss all the YouTube people as well. And we'll be back next week. We'll have actual football, 4th and Fridays, you name it.
We will have a game on 4th and Friday.
Woo!
Right? There's a Friday game, right? Week 1?
I believe so.
Let's
Thursday
do
night
it.
as well. All right, everybody. We'll talk to you guys next week. I'll talk to you tomorrow morning, 10 o'clock.
More Joe Murray coming up on the Sports Hub.